Are we
I
live?
don't know. I feel live.
Are we live?
I don't know.
Is it
Punch
live?
yourself in the face if it
Memorex.
hurts. You're live.
I'm only mostly alive.
I'm only
So in
mostly
other words, you're
dead.
mostly dead.
You got to stick your tongue out.
Mostly dead.
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 Mostly dead.
Dead. Like a doornail.
Like what would like Blavin? What does he say? What does he say in there? Fuck, what is he? I forget what he says. Anyway, so I have now given Ghost Tactical moderator rights officially 4 times in this chat, and it has not taken any time. And I don't know if anybody has ever seen that. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I know I've given him wrenches in other chats too, and never noticed that it never took. But I've done it 3 times at least. 4 times.
Have you tried taking it away?
Have you tried
No, it doesn't
taking
give me that
Snob's
option.
wrench away and giving it to Ghost? Maybe you've reached the maximum moderator
That
you
could
can have.
be.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's see. Remove moderator. Okay. All right. And then we'll go over here. Hey, how do you do this? Hey, what's going on here? Add moderator. Now we'll see. What happens. All right. Mad Sexy's buffering. Well, blow your nose. So
No. You got
closer number 140. And see now, look, Snob still got a wrench. I don't have. That doesn't make. Something's going on with YouTube. It's not letting me do anything with moderators. That's super weird. It's not letting me take. I wonder if I could time somebody out. Let's pick somebody random to time out. I'm just going to pick somebody randomly.
Message deleted by MidnightRangeTM. Snob was timed out for 300 seconds. So
it's really weird that that's what are the odds that I would have picked him? I mean, that's a hell of a roll of the dice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Hey, Midnight. This doesn't happen to be like the 6-sided dice that has gun Snob on every side, does it?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so, or you don't know so?
I flipped a coin, and whichever side it came up, then I was. I just got a text that said, "You son of a bitch."
Snob, you probably did something to deserve it.
Probably. Ozzy says, "I'm still using my own." Okay, so in celebration of number 140. Little tiny water.
No leprechaun hat.
No
scratchy
beard.
Yeah, little
Or
tiny
bunny
water,
ears.
scratch beard. And we officially have a mascot for the channel. This is exciting news. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I saw a little something, and I had to impulse buy it. It's a Marty doll.
The robot?
The
Marty?
robot.
Like Doc Brown's Marty?
They actually
Not
make
Rick
a
and
plush-
Rick and Marty.
The floor
They
cleaner.
actually make a plush robot doll of Marty, the little robot, and I was like, "Holy shit! I gotta buy one of them."
That's
Look at that little thing.
hilarious.
Look at it. Hey, what's
All
going
for
on here?
3 easy payments of $29.95 plus shipping in half.
Yeah. It was like $10. It was like $9.99 or something. I was like,
You
I gotta
charge it
buy
to the
it.
restaurant?
Yeah, I should have, right? Should have put it in the company card. You're like, what the hell's a Marty, and why did you buy one?
Oh, we already sold it.
Sorry.
It was a random promotional stunt for someone buying up all of our seafood that was about to go bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Karen's husband's out there. Hi, Karen's husband. Nice to meet you. So we are. So we got Marty here. We got a nice mascot. Got a little tiny waters. We're good to go. What we're gonna do is, I thought would be kind of fun, is after we go through some news articles and do a little bullshitting and talking and whatnot. Since the debates are Tuesday, and I am so excited. I'm so excited for the debates. It's going to be awesome.
You need more fiber. You're sounding a bit constipated.
I know, right? I thought what we could do is Biden still has a chance to get out, right? He still has a chance to come up with an excuse or come down with, typhoid or food
Food
poisoning or something like that. So I thought we'd do it. We could come up with maybe the guys out and the people out in the chat could first no link, then I get timed out. Third strike's the charm.
Well, we could fix that for you. Hold on a second.
Tiny water is just called water for me, Ghost Tactical says. Yeah, we were I don't know if he was you got poor guy. Oh, poor guy. We were these guys were talking about Ghost. These guys were talking about Olights last week in one of the chats. They were Olight this and Olight that. You know how they are. And they were talking about the Warrior Mini, and I was like, "Oh, the Warrior Mini! That's probably the flashlight that Ghost carries around with, a little mini Warrior. It's just little tiny Marine." So what I want to do is we'll do a little bracket or a top 10 or probably a bracket or something. I thought it'd be Porky Piggin. If you son of a bitch. And let's figure out what the best excuse for that Biden can use to get out of the debates. We'll help him out here a little bit. Biden just crashed his car into the Rona tree. We'll come up with this, and so we'll get in contact with Joe. We'll try and help him out because we want him to. We're all big fans of Joe Biden, and we'll say, hey, just tell him you shit your pants. They won't ask any questions, so we'll do that. So what's up, Moo? What's going on?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Not a lot. My son came home from Detroit with his fiance to hang out for the weekend. He just left, so it's been a fun weekend. What's up with you?
Same old shit. Not a whole lot. Just got up, did a little running around today. Took the wife's car to put some gas in it and ended up going to AutoZone and changed all the wiper blades on it. That's my boy's nickname, Mini Warrior. There you go. Your boy?
Yeah, which boy?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Want to know.
Went and had to go buy some phone charger cables and, dumb shit like that. Just whatever. And I'm back. Yep, you're back. Yep. Well, nothing too exciting. Gizzard, what's going on, buddy?
Man, I don't know. Just living the dream in here in the what they call the closer, or is it the
That's
closer?
right.
I can't tell.
Boosh.
It's the C loser.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for having me, man. I'm honored.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second.
I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah, what am I getting? Where's that coming from?
Somebody's watching somebody else's chat.
It's not me.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where that was coming from. Maybe it was. I don't know. It was in some background somewhere. I don't know. No big deal. Yeah, how'd the show go this morning? Poked in a little bit, but I was running around and busy. I didn't get a chance to.
Really well. We had we had a full panel for a while out there. We had 10 people in there. We filled up the StreamYard, man. A lot of good talk going on. A lot of the big boys, Clover and Ghost was in there, and we had Hatfield for a while, and it was just good old times, I tell you. Black Cat was out there.
Cool.
Yeah, Hatfield had a wrestling show.
He did.
I know. I stopped in for a couple of minutes. They were talking about the Road Warriors. One of the Road Warriors kicked the bucket. I think it was Hulk. I don't remember. Yeah. The Gunsom says, I put gas in my wife's car every time I drive it. Yeah, especially the seats, huh? You fill them seats up with gas.
What's gas going for over there, Midnight?
Man, it's, trying to think what it is, because I use like gas points, you know what I mean? When I do it, like, from the grocery store, and then they, use the points towards gas. It's like 250 something, 270 something, somewhere in there.
Jeez.
We're 219 over here. It just went up from 199.
Man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's higher. I don't know. Maybe it's higher than it. Maybe it's not that high. I don't know. Breaking news. Okay. Guns and Barbecue. What's going on, buddy? You gonna make it down here Tuesday or no?
Not looking like it. Didn't have any luck finding a ride. My cousin's husband was interested in going, and then for whatever reason, can't get a hold of him now. Which I was like, well, if you didn't want to go, just be like, hey, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Don't ignore the phone calls or anything. Also, is Ghost Tactical still out in the chat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Ghost. I don't know if you have done any of that stuff for people to join your channel. But if you haven't yet and you're thinking of symbol ideas, I suggest crayons.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I think it would be a cool one. Just like a red, one white crayon and a blue crayon or something.
Yeah, like red, white, and blue. Yeah. The gun snob is getting interviewed by Ellis tomorrow, so you better all be there, he says. I'm busy tomorrow. I got something going on. Sorry. I got big plans tomorrow. I just can't be there. George is pimping everybody out. He's got Ghost Tactical on one side, Gun Tube on the other. Jeez. Boy, this guy's on everybody's payroll.
Oh, yeah. That's how I get my money. I still need a couple more, so send me your patches and I will pimp them out.
There you go. Gas is going for 99-cent gas station tacos. 99-cent gas station tacos. I'm there.
Oh, yeah, we got those, man. But those are like potato and egg or some of the lower thing. But if you want something more fancier, like barbacoa or huevos a la mexicana, which is like, eggs, scrambled eggs with, vegetables and stuff like that, man, that is more pricier.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing safer than gas station egg burritos. Yeah, nothing gets. That's bulletproof right there.
Any kind of meat at a gas station is a good idea.
Yeah, especially if it's in
gems.
Well, I was going to say, especially if it's in some sort of liquid, some sort of foreign vinegar type briny stuff. That's stuff.
You mean like pickled gizzards?
Wants anything to do with that?
No, the ones I had weren't pickled; they were dry.
Ooh,
maybe they were supposed to be gizzard.
Maybe they were supposed to be. Maybe that's a problem.
They were old Wisconsin beef sticks.
Once you take that stuff out of the pickling liquid and let it laying around for a couple of weeks, and you go there and buy it, that's no good.
I haven't eaten one since.
I guess not. Roll call. What's happening?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, you want to print me up some job applications for Tuesday?
Yeah, my job's hiring. My job's hiring. Come on down. Come on. I ain't got all day.
No, I mean for the rally, just in case anybody shows up. Might need some job applications.
You throw them out there, and it's like kryptonite. It just scare away people.
Scatter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you use. It's just like garlic with vampires and stuff like that. You just you don't even need plate carriers. You just have job applications in that cool little rig that everybody wears, and then you just drop them out as they go, and they won't even chase you. Just drop them off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom, boom, boom.
You haven't get them dropped by what they call a drone. You fly around over the rally and just start dropping them off, and people just start running. Like, oh, job application. No.
Yeah, the last time we were at the Capitol for a rally, the sheriff's office had a drone, little drone flying all over the place. Good, we could attach a little bundle of job applications to that thing, fly it around, drop them over there. It'd be like when you flip that switch on and the cockroaches go running, take off.
That's my dream, is to get like a dump truck and have everybody that's hiring put their job applications in it and drive it to Portland and just sit in the streets, and then they're doing their thing, just throw just throw them right at them. I mean, they might burn them, so I might be adding fuel to the fire. But you just hang out the dump truck and just throw it at them.
You need to have you need to have some kind of launcher.
Yeah,
you just
like
shoot them out in the crowd.
Just get a rock and tie the application around the rock and hit them with it. You know what I'm saying? Boom!
I just had a brilliant idea. What you need to do is you need to, you know how in like zombie movies they'll lure like the zombies around something and like blow them up or something. You need to lure them around a bank, and then you know how banks have those vacuum tubes, thunk, that go in. You can just pack those full of job applications and blow them out into the stratosphere there, and it'll all come sparkling down. And yeah, be good. They have to fill them out. There's something about it. I think it's like they can't not fill them out. So
they can't read
30,000. Oh, they're talking about the
read,
little,
though, so they'd have to have Mom read it to them.
Mom, when you're done with that meatloaf, come read his job app to me.
Here, what is his name? Do I put my name? what about here with this sex? I haven't had sex in a long time, so do I put it there or what? I don't understand.
I'm pretty sure on the line that says name, you're just supposed to say yes or no.
Is it
name?
Pan
Yes.
or Pam?
Next. Ape, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot. Got to go to the gun show again this weekend, so that was pretty fun.
Cool. Did you find anything?
Yeah, I am just, for whatever reason, Discord's being a little weird here.
You said you were cleaning a gun.
Yes, I am cleaning a gun, and I am going to share screen.
There you go.
Since we cannot show actual ones in actual hands, I got one of these little Beretta 32s for
Beretta, yeah.
For actually a fairly decent little price, because every time I've seen one of them, they've been around 4 to 4.5, depending on who's had them, and wholesale's significantly less than that. But nope, found a guy who I actually ended up bought that Steyr 9mm from last year. He had one of these used. I asked him if he was firm on his price. He said, he shot me a price that was half of what they go for new. So there we go. I ended up with this right here.
Were you wearing a shirt?
Yes, I was wearing a shirt.
That's pretty neat. They have a little bobbed hammer on them too, huh?
No, it's a tiny hammer there, but but here's the thing. Wanting to replace the black plastic grips with either these are factory walnut from Beretta, or it's not that big of a picture of that, or some black laminate ones like these. So I know I kind of like the black outlook, but
I think the black
laminate ones I've actually held on some of the stainless ones, and they feel pretty nice. So
yeah. Those guns are so funny looking. They're cool looking. I really like it, but it's just so funny because it looks like it's like they shrunk down a Beretta 92, but only shrunk the slide down. You know what I mean? Like, the grip and
the grip size is roughly the same as what the one of my little 22 Beretta is. Matter of fact, they use the same grips because they're both with
the tip up.
Yep, they're both the pop tops.
Oh, the 32 is a tip up too.
Yep, 22 short, which was like the Minx, and actually was a different design than the 21A, or the 21As. They called them, what the heck were they? Bobcats. Those are 22 and 25s.
Yeah, Bobcats. Yeah.
Yeah, then the Tomcats are the 32 autos.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So is everybody at the gun show wearing masks and stuff? Is that a requirement?
It was posted on the board as such, but it was kind of a mix of some people were when they came in and weren't as they were walking around or were like going back and forth. I'd say more than not were wearing masks, and they'd actually kind of split stuff up. It's held in one of the event centers at the fairgrounds, and this year they had it put on their bulletin that we will be having this, but we will be splitting it over 2 buildings so we can space stuff out a little bit more. I mean, all they really did was took 1 row of tables out from end to end, and it's like, I don't know, the building's maybe like 100 yards long, roughly, and they just put in another building. So,
yeah, I don't know that we have any scheduled around here. The outdoor show's not even on the schedule. If you go to the Farm Show Complex website, they have almost nothing scheduled, and the outdoor show wasn't scheduled. Well, I looked like a week or 2 ago when Ghost had the guys from DigiTrigger on the show. I had asked if they were going to be there this year, if there was a show, and they said, "Yeah, we're going to be there. We're scheduled to go. We've got our booth and everything scheduled. Like we know what booth they're going to be." But if you go on the Farm Show website, it's not even listed. So it's making me a little bit. Rob, yeah, I'm working tomorrow night. It's making me wonder what's going on. It makes me wonder if they're going to have it or not. Why they wouldn't have it on the schedule. You know what I mean?
Unless they're trying to keep everything or their options open till the last minute.
I guess, but
I knew this was kind of up in the air until probably like 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I will say it was busier there than it has been in the last probably 10 years that I've been going there. Because they have like a large kind of gravel parking lot, and that was all full up, and they had people parking kind of next to the wall for the racetrack.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on. I don't know. It'd be a bummer not to have it, but whatever. I mean, I guess it makes me a little leery that they're going to have it or not since they don't have it posted yet, Jay Monty, there's Jay Monty out there now. Jelsman's out there. What's going on, buddy? Rob's out there. Guns Barbecue, you're out there. Ozzy, Ghost, Giz. Jumpy's out there. Calaveras is in here now. Foss is in here now. Squib's in here now. Guy that comments is out there. Got a good crowd tonight. Mystic Guns is out there, keeping an eye on the gun snob, making sure he doesn't get out of line, I guess.
I don't know why he'd get out of the line. We only banned him like 3 or 4 times.
I know. Wouldn't let me take his wrench away, though. Something's going on with wrenches.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
You don't need no stinking wrenches.
Foss, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. I found out yesterday that you can trade a box of cookies for a box of 357 at the gun shop.
Well, son of a bitch. How big was that box? Was it a case of cookies? Yeah.
It was about a dozen and a half from Costco, chocolate chip cookies.
What kind of horrible businessman is running that gun store to be getting a $4 box of cookies for a $30 box of bullets?
I don't know, because I walked in, handed it to Justin at the counter. He took it in back, and I just hear all these guys from in back saying, "Thanks, Tim. Thanks."
There you go.
Well, part of it too was I buying that M360 survival kit. I ended up getting 3 boxes of 357 out of that deal.
Yeah. Jumpy says I was only banned once. Well, that's cool. So wait, which one did you get? The one of the Smith & Wesson survival kits?
Yeah, the 360.
Little 357 air weight.
Yeah,
Oh, cool. What now is that what they're colored, right? Which color is that?
orange.
Oh, okay. Because I know there's one that's orange. They make a yellow one
Like a
'Cause there's,
lime green.
and a red one. I don't remember.
I think the bear survival kits were like the yellow one in it. They could have changed the color, whether it was a 460 or a 500. And I think, the green one they just made for like a year, and that was like basically just the bear survival kit with the zombie green Hogue rubber grips and the zombie green case.
I thought they changed the color depending on the caliber. Like if it was a 500, it was like yellow. If it was what was the other, whatever the other
460s are yellow.
Okay.
So I saw one of those at the gun show this weekend, and then the one weekend before I actually saw one of those 357 snubby kits, which, it's the case for it's fairly large, and it's kind of, you're used to seeing the bear survival kits where the gun takes up 3/4 of the case, and you see this one all laid out, and it's like, oh, there's the gun. It's like hiding right down there in the corner.
So what all comes in the kit?
I don't know.
A gun.
Nothing. He didn't even open it up. They were laughing at him. They gave him the free bullets. They didn't even realize they never put the gun in the case. He's got a compass, some duct tape.
The 360. There's some cards on survival tips.
Yeah.
There's a hori knife with a striker. There's 2 little containers, waterproof containers. I haven't opened them, so I'm not sure what's in them. And a couple other little things, but I haven't found a card that lists everything. I bought it mainly for the J-frame, really.
Yeah, I know it's funny because some of those kits were super expensive, but when the prices of guns went up, it became less, it became almost a wash. I mean, when guns were going up and nobody was buying those because they're still such a novelty. I remember seeing them a couple of years ago, and I was like, well, that's not really that bad of a price. It's really the price of what the guns are going for now, plus like $100 or something. It wasn't, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was kind of neat. And I mean, buying one then would be kind of neat to take advantage of it if you were going to buy one of those guns anyway, But, I thought they were kind of fun.
I'll email myself a picture and then throw it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very cool. What's going on, Squib? That guy in his salmon shirt, looking all sharp there, protecting his cul-de-sac.
Yeah, well, you got to stand up to this scum, right?
That's right.
I just jumped on because I wanted to get some input, possibly. Need you guys to help me spend some money.
Oh, sure. Give it to me, and then I'll spend it on what I want.
All right, there you go. Just make sure you get 2 of them and send me 1, all right?
Sure, as long as you got the money for it. I'll buy you 3 of them if you give me enough money. Shit.
Do you take credit cards?
Sure.
All right. So my older son, I was asking him what he wanted for Christmas and throwing a couple ideas his way, and he says, I'd really like a foregrip for my AR. Face palm. Dude, I've only had a foregrip on an M60. I don't put that bullshit on carbines and rifles, but whatever. That's what he wants. So we're going to have to change out. We've got regular handguards on the front. It's 16-inch barrel carbine. Change out those handguards with Magpul furniture so you can mount, M-lock, right?
Yeah.
As far as laws, you can have a foregrip on a 16-inch barrel carbine, right? It's where you put it on a handgun that's a problem, right?
Right. Anything under 16 inches is considered. Yeah. Then you'd be in trouble.
Anything that's not, if it's classified as a firearm, there's a gray area of if it's a receiver that was never a rifle or a pistol, it just falls under other. And if the overall length is over 26 inches, then it falls into that firearm category. But if it's a pistol, then vertical foregrips no go. If it doesn't matter whether it's a carbine or a rifle or a mid length, if the 4473 says it's a rifle or if it's built to rifle specs, yeah, you can have whatever you want on there for grips.
Okay. All right. Thank you, both of you, for that clarification, because that was just so. If this started off as an AR pistol and I turned it into a rifle, I can't do it. But if it was a bear receiver or it started off as a rifle, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And with converting the
ones,
go ahead.
Aren't those angled ones for Magpul somehow legal though?
Yeah.
I thought I heard that.
Yeah, those are okay for pistols. Then that's what I was going to say is, has he ever shot anything with one of the angled foregrips on it? Because I have an angled foregrip on my AR, my 16-inch, and it's really nice. I like it a lot.
No, but I figure it's like this. I'll get some Magpul furniture. I'll put it in a box. I'll put it in an ammo can. Maybe I'll gift wrap it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just put it in a Bass Pro Shop shopping bag and put it under the Christmas tree. And he can put it on his carbine. And if he likes it, keep it. If he doesn't like it, he can put the original stuff back on. But I'm just thinking just get something M-lock and get a vertical grip. I'm not sure exactly what to go with there. But if anybody's got any experience with any vertical grips or...
I have. I've used a couple of different ones. I've used the ones that are just, kind of just the foregrip, just straight down, broomstick kind of handle kind of things. And then I have one that's also, it's a knockoff of one that's made by Mako or Fab Defense or whatever. And the grip actually splits apart into the bipod. Yeah, it's not a teapot.
One of those.
It's not a teapot. It's not. It doesn't come out the bottom. The grip actually splits, and that's pretty. Is that the same as a teapot? I thought the teapot, the one that came with.
Hold on. I actually see the damn thing. It's right here. Keep talking.
Yeah,
I'll grab it.
I like the idea of the one that I have that splits in half, but I will say that I accidentally open it a lot, so I don't really dig it. I wouldn't use it on a rifle that you ever thought you'd. Yeah, sort of like that. I think. I don't know. I couldn't see.
Hold on. I gotta blow my screen up here so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing.
Oh, turn
T-pod.
Can you show the bottom of it?
There you go. Yeah, see T-pod.
Oh, and it's okay. Yep. Mine's a knockoff of that. Yeah, that's exactly what mine does. Now, what I end up, that's pretty cool, and it actually works really good, and it's really more sturdy than you'd think it would be, and it's actually pretty comfortable.
It's pretty chunky.
But my problem is a lot of times when I grab the foregrip, I'll accidentally deploy it. So I wouldn't use it on something that you ever thought you might have to be, defending your life with. Now, George has the one that I thought you were talking about. And I've heard good things and bad things. They're pretty low profile. Here, let me blow them up here. They're pretty low profile, but I have seen a lot of guys say that they've broken them.
The little mono.
Yeah, the little monopod. They spring out the bottom. Pretty cool. All right. So those are the two different, as far as I'm concerned, the two different kind of grips that are also bipods. They're pretty cool. And then there's the angled foregrip that I really think the angled foregrip is super comfortable. And then there's also the little stubby ones.
The stub grips.
They're only maybe 2 inches. And they're more just,
they're more as like hand stops.
Yeah, almost. You can't really get a full grip on them. But that's what I would do. Either that, Squib, or what you could do too is next time you guys have a gun show, be like, hand them $30 or something. Be like, here, we're getting you a foregrip. Figure out what the hell you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any gun shows in Michigan anytime soon.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Actually, I think those, like with those stubbies, like with this Mako here, it's made to be like a full hands-on grip, and I think the stub ones are kind of like for the guys who like to Costa their gun, like really grab, like thumb over the rail and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's made to,
that makes sense.
Which with
I got my foregrip. I got it for my 22, but it just makes it a little bulky because it since it springs out for the bipod, it just makes the grip a little bit too big. So I could probably put it on my AR, but I don't have the furniture for it, so I just use it for the 22.
Now, have you had issues with that one deploying when you didn't mean it to as well, just like Midnight was talking about?
No, I really haven't used it very much, but I mean, I kind of mess around with it a bit, but no, it hasn't deployed by itself. I mean, you really have to push the button so it would deploy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's, I mean, I'm trying to think. There is Ozzy out there says he has one that folds back. There are those that actually have different angles. You can click them at different angles if you want something like that. I've seen those.
Mako makes those too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He doesn't want the grip. He just wants a new gun with the grip squib.
Maybe you misheard him. Maybe he bought a hand grip, a foregrip, and he wants you to buy everything else.
No. He said, I want an AK. I said they're $1,400. No way. I'll give you a gift card for the local FFL and it'll take some money off. You're old enough now. Go buy it yourself. And he says, well, how about a foregrip for my AR? I said, well, then I'm going to have to get different hand guards because it'll be M-lock. He said, yeah, I know. And I'm like, okay, that's reasonable. And that's something we can do together. I mean, he could put it on himself, but I know he's going to ask me. And it's like, yeah, that's fine. That gives us a little time together and stuff. But, now I'm thinking maybe I should get him 2 different foregrips that are M-lock compatible. And then like you're saying, if he doesn't like one, he'll like the other, or it gives him options and stuff.
Holy shit, Ghost's wrench kicked in. Look at that.
And Snob's wrench went away.
Something. There you go.
The gun snob.
How long was that?
User in timeout.
We're in 36 minutes in, and it finally kicked in. That's crazy. That's funny, isn't it? All of a sudden, it just decided, okay, we'll get our shit together.
Give me died. You have to ask nicely.
YouTube must have a huge lag or something. That's probably why the wrench took a while to get in.
All right. There you go. I gave it back to you. We'll see what happens. That's so weird. And Calaveras popped in. What's going on, buddy?
Unmute yourself, Pickle.
Yeah, had to, in the middle. Being a housewife. Yeah, that's for making the wife help you. I'm happy I'm helping out a little bit around the house while I'm listening. So it took me a second to get to the mute button.
Calaveras, here's what you're supposed to say. On a chat, shouldn't you be doing the dishes right now?
Make me a sandwich.
Hey, I'm on the chat. Can you give me a beer and a sandwich, please?
That's where
he's on the chat because we're doing laundry.
Well, that's where my question is: how many marriages have you guys gone through, so I can get a reference as to the quality of your advice?
I think I'm probably the most experienced here with none.
You dated a nun?
That's
no. The girl I dated said it wasn't working out and then became a nun. So
yeah, that's weird because I've had people like try to give me marital advice. Like, oh yeah, that's right. How long you been married? Oh, I'm divorced 5 times. Like,
yeah,
right. Maybe you're not the best person to give advice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If you've been divorced 5 times, you know everything that doesn't work.
Yep.
I was gonna say trial and error.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say the same thing. That's probably who you should listen to. What to do and what not to do is just as important,
Well, if there's anything I've learned from Maury Povich, you are the father.
You are not the father. You are the daddy. Yeah.
Up like the Wu-Tang Clan concert.
Guy that comments says, LOL. Spot me in Arsenal, Pops. Yeah. No. YouTube had to make sure their new wrench didn't violate their community guidelines. Yeah, probably. Is this bad?
If people ask for AKs for gifts, for Christmas, get them one of those toy AKs. The ones, the ones where you can get the AR-15s that you can take off the mag and it's got like ammo and stuff. You get one of those.
Like a ghost.
He didn't know that been paying attention. So he doesn't know that the prices have gone through the roof and availability. If it was normal price AK, then he'd get an AK under the tree. That's fine. But yeah, I'm not paying $1,400 for an AK.
Ooh, look at that unfluted cylinder.
That's fastest kit, I'm thinking.
Cool. Yeah. Well, you got the mirror to blind the to blind people with,
because it doesn't have a light.
Those survival
with a
kits,
headlamp.
those are
What's
actually,
that? A starter pistol?
Yeah.
They're actually, they've got some pretty neat stuff in there. That case probably floats, you know.
Yeah.
Of course it floats. It's got air weight in it, not a damn X-frame.
Now, see, the same kid that was asking for the AK last year, I got him the Henry survival rifle with the survival kit. Come in a bag, and it's got stuff like what's in here, you know, knife and mirror and all that, you know, survival food and all that. Some of these survival kits are really kind of neat.
Yeah. Now, I wonder, that kit, is that box waterproof? I wonder if it's got I can't tell if it's got a seal.
Hold on a second. Let me.
There's not a seal on.
I don't see
no,
an
that's
O-ring.
a bummer.
No, that looks like a regular Smith & Wesson case, just orange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will say this, if they sealed it, you would have to really make sure that you had like some desiccant packs in there or something, or you'd have some trouble with it.
Let's see. Includes.
Just throw a bead of silicone around it.
Yeah.
Waterproof for durable outdoor referencing. What's that?
I think that's a notebook. Yeah, waterproof. First aid kit, waterproof notebook, watertight survival kit, learn and live, shelter building cards. Ooh, how are you gonna? I mean, building a house of cards is hard enough on the dining room table. How are you gonna do that when it's 30 below and 25-mile-an-hour winds? 5 rounds, barrel length, synthetic safety orange grips. Okay, yeah. They've really got to work on their spacing here. Parashovel Pro 4-inch trowel blade for burying waste and maintaining fire safety. Line cutter cuts paracord. Cutting blade, tent peg hook, paratin. Look, anyone who's out there, just bump your resolution up to 1080 and just read. Pause here.
Hey, but you get that nifty notepad that you can write in the rain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are pretty neat. I did get one from Night Strike for sending him money so he could go to Tulsa that one time and get bribed with pizza.
Pizza.
Let's see what we got here.
Don't leave bone without a mirror. Seriously,
don't leave bone.
If you need a mirror for your bone, that's you might need to lose some weight. Just saying.
Ouch.
Well, look, I mean, Honda's been out here for weeks spouting the usefulness of his tack rice, and tack rice has a lot of carbohydrates. Some people might not be balancing. Waterproof versus watertight.
It's neither. It's neither of those. I don't think that was the waterproof thing that I saw was actually the notebook.
Yeah, there's no seal on the edge of it.
Yeah, Misha, the difference between watertight and waterproof means if you have a watch that's watertight, that means that the exterior case will keep water out. Waterproof means that the case itself is not completely watertight, and the internals can survive a limited amount of immersion in water. Whereas with watertight, if the seal's broken, everything's dead.
Like my butt.
Well, that's from you sitting on it and farting.
The farmer check you again.
Twice yesterday.
Oof.
Hey, I was gonna tell Pickle. I said I've been married for 28 years, so if you need any advice, call my wife.
Just don't tell him you know Moo.
Yeah, I'll text you her number and just go. Yeah, hey, this is Cavaleris 32 Special.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
what do you do when she leaves her underwear on the floor?
Could you imagine the kind of horrible?
Could
you imagine the kind of horrible trouble you could get Moo into if you had his wife's phone number? Oh my God, the shit,
dude!
the
that would be hilarious. Let's do it.
Did she see the screenshot from Carolina EDC's chat?
She hasn't yet, but I got it on my phone. I'll show her.
Please do that as a reaction video.
Okay.
Set a camera up and be like, here, I want to videotape your reaction to this, and be like, this happened on the chat 2 weeks ago, and just show her the picture.
She's always like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm on my gun shows. And I'll show her that picture, and she'll go, oh, that kind of show.
What do you guys think the chances are that you just go, I've seen you with dicks in your face before. That's no big deal.
Maybe just tell her that for the last 28 years you've been hiding a secret.
In his mouth.
And then she's like,
that is a webcam
so you're giving me the green light for that three-way?
Yeah.
The devil's three-way.
Yeah, it's a three-way. You're not involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody's got to hold the camera.
That's true.
Congratulations, you have been you are replaced by a bookshelf.
Yeah. So I know this has been talked about a lot. Last week was pretty big news. And Innocent Until Proven Trump supporter this is written by Ann Coulter, who I don't necessarily like. I think she's pretty annoying, but this is just the one that popped up, and it's about Jake Gardner had killed himself last week. He was a military guy, and he's the owner of, it was multiple. I think he owned multiple places in Omaha, up in Nebraska. He was at his place of business when some rioting was occurring. His dad had actually gone out and confronted one of the rioters, who then pushed his dad to the ground. He ran to, I guess, to the defense of his father, and then he was attacked. And this one doesn't have a video, but he was attacked by two guys. He showed that he had a handgun, and then he was attacked by two guys. He squeezed off 2 rounds, and those guys got off of him. A third guy, James Scurlock, young guy, jumped on his back and basically put him in a chokehold in the street, knocked him over in the street. He was knocked over in the street, jumped on his back. James Gardner sort of pointed the gun over his shoulder and shot and hit Scurlock in the clavicle, and he eventually died. There were no charges filed at first, and then due to, what's perceived as public opinion or public outcry or whatever you want to call it, they decided to bring charges, and he was asked to come in. He then took his own life. Really, really sad. Really, it was just really upset. This one kind of really stuck with me because of a couple different things. One, he went to the defense of his dad after his dad went to confront somebody outside the bar. And I'm sure his dad must feel horrible. Because, his dad, for the rest of his dad's life, he's probably going to be thinking, you know what, if I would have just stayed in the bar, if I would have not if I'd have stayed back where I was, maybe this would have never happened. Maybe they would have just looked, they would have kept going, or what, who knows? Who knows? You can't what if till the cows come home. But, it's just really, really sad And so they basically, enough public outcry happened, I guess, on the protesters / rioters side. They decided to charge him or indict him or whatever. I don't know the proper term. And before he was due to come in, he committed suicide. Now, and this is another example. Even if he hadn't done that, even if he hadn't killed himself, which it was a real shame to see somebody that was served our country have to feel like he had to do that. It really does go to show you, and this is something that I've talked about before, and it's really, really scary, is even if you defend yourself and are 100% in the right, it's so scary to see what could happen. And, how it can really ruin your life, and it's a shame, and it shouldn't be like that. Whatever led up to it is one thing, and that's an issue in itself. And was it an assault charge? Was his dad assaulted? Did his dad start something? Whatever. But for it to escalate to the point where he had to defend himself against his kid who he killed, and then it just tumbled into this sad state that we're in now. I just wanted to bring it up and just talk about it a little bit. If anybody wanted to talk about it, if anybody had any, and I'll be the first one to say, him killing this kid that jumped on his back is, I believe, 100% justified. I think that kid took it upon himself to interject himself into a fight to either prolong a fight or start a fight of his own. And I think what he got was justified. I think when you attack somebody, especially knowing that they have a weapon, and you end up dead, I can't see that as a big surprise. So I don't know if you guys had anything, you want to throw anything in on this one or not. Any guys out in the chat?
Yeah, well, the guy, when he said that he was in a arm lock, you said, and the guy defending himself used the pistol to shoot him. And the thing that gets me is, like, the people were saying that they wanted charges because they didn't see the self-defense point of it. Because the thing is that sometimes when you defend yourself using a weapon, anything, a knife, a baton, a handgun, it's not going to be the guy's always going to be right in front of you. You're going to be wrestling. The guy's going to be on top of you, and stuff like that. And that guy was lucky enough that he used angle. He was able to angle the handgun and shoot the opponent. But people always see it as, it has to be a clean shot, that there was something that, the guy's always got to be in front of you. How come you cannot shoot him in the leg, or shoot the weapon out of his hand, or some crazy thing like that? That, sucks that this guy saw it, that people wanted him to, go in, to the police department and have charges filed on him for defending himself, and the guy just went nuts, and just, did what he did. It really sucks, because, when you defend yourself, it's never, like, you're on one side, the person is in the other side, and you're able to have a clean shoot. There's always going to be certain angles, like you wrestling, grappling, and all kind of stuff, and it just, it's just not going to be what people see it as, a clean self-defense point of view. And that's just, unfortunate,
Yeah, and it's like it says here, it's like Scurlock already had a rap sheet a mile long: home invasion, assault, battery, domestic violence. And people's prior crimes, I really try not to let that, make up my decision about whether somebody does, quote unquote, deserve something or not. Because, people do dumb shit and people get in trouble and whatever. That can only, mark, what's happening now so much. But, when there's video of this. I mean, I just don't understand. I just don't understand how they could convince them to try and bring any kind of charges against him. I mean, shame on them, man. Like, for real. I mean, it's shameful. It's really, really shameful. And they should feel bad for the rest of their fucking lives because of what they did. And this guy, went out to defend his dad and was attacked for it and defended himself. What are you supposed to do? I mean, how bad are you supposed to be beaten? How many punches are you supposed to get? How long are you supposed to let somebody choke you? How many times are you supposed to let somebody kick you in the face before you're allowed to fight back and defend yourself? I mean, I don't get it. It's just, it's crazy. M. Gabriel says it may hinge on who was the initial aggressor. The action with the dad may have been seen as a different confrontation. It absolutely was a different confrontation. And it's totally separate in my mind from what happened. If you get in a fight with somebody, you get in a little scuffle with somebody, gets in a scuffle, and that scuffle is then broken up. Done. Now, if it starts back up, whoever starts it back up, in my mind, is the aggressor. You have a chance to get yourself out of a situation, which Garter did. He got into the situation. He went to his dad. He helped his dad and was walking away. He showed that he had a pistol, which, that's something for each person to decide whether they feel is right or not. In that situation, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't in the situation. My mind wasn't going, I wasn't in it like Mr. Gardner was. He's also a military vet. So the way he perceived that situation is going to be far different from the way I perceive that situation. Now, he decided to show his pistol. And maybe that is what, got people like, oh, look, he was looking for trouble because he even showed him he had a gun. In my mind, he showed him a gun to say, hey, you don't want to do this. Let's be done here tonight. Just leave me alone. And it didn't go that way. But it also goes back to, and a lot of people, you see this more and more, is people, quote unquote, they brandish a firearm in hopes that it's going to quell the situation or calm the situation. And there's some crazy ass people out there that once they see a gun, they're going to push it. And, we saw it with Kenosha, with the dude that ended up getting shot first, where he was telling the other dude, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. I mean, boy, you really backed yourself into a corner there when you have somebody coming at you screaming, shoot me, and they know you have a gun. That's a hell of a situation, man. I just think it's a story that's, should kind of make you think a little bit. I'm not trying to make anybody's minds up or make a decision for anybody or tell anybody what they should do. But, it's just, it sure as hell made me think a lot hearing about it.
I don't want to sidetrack from the topic, but
go ahead.
Scroll back down. Why did they feel it necessary to indicate these people were bisexual? Did you see that?
No, I didn't notice that. I didn't read through the whole article.
Yeah, scroll.
That would be totally stupid if they did. I mean, what the hell does that have to do with anything?
I know. I think it might be
farther down.
Towards the end. Right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. At 22, Skurlock, a rap sheet. Oh, yeah, it was after that.
Yeah.
Cocaine were found in his urine, but the community erupted like COVID-19 in April. Nebraska State Senator Megan Hunt, bisexual graduate of a now defunct college.
And then
so
Senator Kara Eastman, also bisexual.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Dude, they're using the damn trigger words for
right.
It's the same as that the left will use them as a way of signaling that, oh, well, this person was, good and virtuous and blah, blah, blah. And this is obviously the I've said, "Oh, these people were evil, and we shouldn't listen to them because they're part of this little jar of people that we have."
It's kind of what she does. She says outrageous things to be outrageous.
They might as well just added like my favorite color is blue. I like long walks along the beach.
And pineapple, and sauerkraut on pizza.
And I love tequila.
It actually says here, it says, why do I mention their sexual orientations? A lot of hate towards Gardner seems to come from the transgender community for saying on Facebook that transgenders would be restricted to the unisex bathrooms after a man in a dress attacked a female customer in the ladies' room. Twitter was full of unattractive humans claiming that Gardner was a white supremacist, which were dutifully reprinted in social media. I have seen an interview with him too. He was at a rally in his Trump gear, and he seemed like a really well balanced, normal, even tempered guy. He did an interview with somebody and was just saying it was at I forget what rally it was. Damn, I wish I could remember. And no, he seemed like a really, really straightforward dude, Seemed like a real normal guy.
Well, what gun owners need to take account of is we need to look at all these situations that are like this, like the one in New Mexico. The other side of the spectrum is constantly trying to demify people using their firearms for protection. That's one of their goals, is basically just like what they're doing with the shaming, to shame you into you drawing your firearm and using it in self-protection. That's one of their main goals is to demify that if you carry a gun, you have the possibility of killing everybody or something along those terms of effect about carrying firearms. So demonizing it and putting it into these perspectives that the other side of the world looks at, is something gun owners need to realize. And that's why we have to advocate so much emphasis on carrying firearms in a responsible way and doing it the correct way. I mean, if we're going to continuously have this argument, we need to really put it out there that we carry firearms to protect ourselves. Look at these crazy people that are doing these things. These people are unhinged. Look at the people. I mean, look at society the way it is. People are actually sitting in their cars and screaming into a camera while driving about certain issues that are social to life. These people are out there, and their only intent is to either get 5 minutes of fame, die a martyr, or stir the narrative of, firearms are the worst thing that could ever possibly be, made into this world. So gun owners need to really pay attention to these cases and understand you can't let the other side of this drive the narrative, and we have to keep at it as an advocate standpoint. The longer we let these people try and demify us for carrying guns, the harder and harder it's going to be to put our case forward. I mean, look at this guy. This guy watches his dad get almost pulverized, runs out there to help him, and then he almost gets pulverized. And that's another thing that we have to look at. When will these people understand? The people that are caught in the middle, the people that are on the ropes, when will they ever understand that the folks that are doing this have some kind of mental problem or something is driving them to do it? And that needs to be exposed as well.
It says Gardner was facing 95 years in prison for shooting a career criminal who was choking him. And now he had lost his source of income. So naturally his friends, and I did hear this too, I forgot about this. His friends set up a GoFundMe account to pay for his legal defense. GoFundMe's response, they immediately and repeatedly took down the page. Here's a thought. GoFundMe guaranteeing a fair trial for an individual accused of a crime isn't the same as defending the thing he's accused of. So
Well, that
GoFundMe
doesn't
would
matter.
not.
Of course, it's the same. This is 2020. Saying anything positive about anything means you 100% are in lockstep with the people and thing that you were thinking anything positive of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said that Trump's suit looks nice, so you must agree with every single policy he has. No, we don't.
And the kid that he killed, or the young guy that he killed, had a GoFundMe, and it raised over $250,000. So if you attack somebody and are killed, you get nothing, and the attacker gets $250,000, or the attacker's family. It's just a bummer, man.
That's just wrong.
Isn't that crazy how these people can go out and have just the shadiest background, continue to do bad things? I'll give credit where credit is due. You know, I'm not a saint myself, but if somebody can't turn their life around and they continue to do this, I have no sympathy for you. If you're going to continue to be a scumbag, you deserve everything that comes to you. It doesn't matter. I mean, everybody look at they're glorifying these people that refuse to turn their life around and help the community that they really put themselves out there to destroy at this point. George Floyd wasn't a good guy. He wasn't a good guy. Jacob Blake was not a good guy. This kid was not a good guy. They didn't make any kind of, I don't care what anybody says about what kind of attempts they made. They're not, grasping those attempts that they made. They're still backsliding into the lifestyle of crime. Crime never pays. That's one of the most truest words that I've ever seen throughout my friends that I live around here, and through acquaintances that I know that are either dead, shot, or in jail. Crime doesn't pay, and it's hard. It's disheartening to see people glorify these scumbags.
Yeah. Defense Dad says earlier, he said the liberal groups in Omaha, including BLM, put so much pressure on the elected officials that they made them bring charges after the DA said he wasn't going to. It was the timing of the event that really screwed him, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, because first the cops weren't going to charge him because they said, oh, yeah, it's clearly self-defense. Then once the AG or I think it was the Attorney General office, was one that kind of leaned on the DA saying, no, you will press charges. Well, they pressed charges, and issued a warrant. The cops still didn't go knocking on his door. They were kind of really dragging their feet on it. So, yeah, it's a shit show. He was being railroaded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let's see. Next in self-defense news, I reached over and grabbed my shotgun, and I cocked it. Grandma fends off would-be burglar. Spanaway, Washington. A 78-year-old woman in Spanaway held an intruder at gunpoint after finding the man breaking into her home, according to the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. The woman, who goes by Sandy, knew something was wrong when her dog, Boo Boo, started barking Sunday night. Thanks, Boo Boo. Woof. I opened the door, and standing right 2-3 feet in front of me was a man. We looked at each other for a few seconds, and he turned and started to leave. And I said, "Oh, no, you don't. You stay right there," she said. Sandy said her neighborhood has been plagued by crime recently, resulting in her car being prowled twice. When she came face to face with the intruder, she wasn't about to let him run away. I reached over and got my shotgun, and I cocked it. And I told him, "You stay right there," she said. Told him to go sit on the steps. I followed him out, and I stood there with my shotgun waiting for the police to come. And 3 days later, they showed up. No. It was Sandy's first time using the shotgun, which she got years ago to protect her family as a single mother. She was initially scared to death while holding the intruder at gunpoint, But then I was totally calm, really and truly. I thought, this is amazing. I said, I've got grandchildren your age. The grandmother asked why he tried to break in, and he was alarmed to hear some of his answers. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office reported that the man told deputies he was looking for his wife and talked about how God had sent him. Deputies arrested the suspect and said it's all thanks to Sandy's quick thinking and bold actions. Bold actions, not bolt actions, bold actions. The grandmother said she's grateful no one, including the intruder, got hurt. After he was so meek and mild and sat down like I told him to do, it was empowering. And I felt like at least I was in charge. I wasn't afraid, she said. Deputy said the suspect did not show any signs of impairment and did not seem distressed. He was released after the homeowner chose not to press charges. Well, there you go. Something.
Yeah, I guess because small town Washington, that's because so many places, even if you called the law enforcement and told them that's what happened, there's a good chance the cops are going to roll up, see you with the firearm, and light you up. Only to find out later that you were the homeowner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. When you call 911, you tell the operator that you have a firearm and you're holding the person. You're detaining the person there with the firearm, and you let them know that when the cops show up, you also just give a description of what you're wearing and stuff, that you're the homeowner. And you tell the operator saying, you let the cops know that when they come up to my house and they open the door, they come in, I'm putting the firearm down so they don't know that I am the suspect and not the homeowner.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely, and that's what they say. It's so important to be, when anything happens, it's so important to be the first one to call and to be, give the information and really, let them know who you are and make sure they know who you are. And you don't want to be in the middle of something when, and you see it, you see it happen where, the cops show up and they don't know who's who, and you're the one holding a gun. Who the hell knows,
Yeah, and that's where you can tell them the entire encyclopedia. Just hope the hell that the dispatch actually relays that information and the cops are listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, you stay with 911, and as soon as you hear those cops, you got to just put down the weapon and get away from it, But like I said, it depends on the situation, and hopefully that whoever you got as a detaining, that the home invader, that it doesn't try to escape, But once the cops show up, hopefully everything will be fine, and you just have to escalate, the situation so that way you don't get shot.
Mm-hmm.
New York Outcast, she didn't let him go. The cops arrested him. She chose not to press charges.
Well, I think that's what he means. Like she didn't press charges and let him off the hook. The gun snob says, "I'll just say, don't you know who I am? I'm Oklahoma's gun snob." And if they understand what you're saying with that accent, then maybe they'll let you go.
Yep, and they're showing up with MRAPs, tanks, and a donut to lure you out.
That won't work.
Mm-hmm.
Be a cow lawn. They're bringing in the cow trebuchet.
No, you tell them you know the outlaw Hatfield, and they'll leave you alone.
Shit.
I'd be like, oh yeah, send in the Superfund site team. We got Biohazard here.
Yeah, there you go. M. Gabriel says the Breonna Taylor thing will go the same way as Kentucky's AG presentation to grand jury is second guessed, since self-defense does not justify shooting uninvolved people.
It'll go the same way as Kyle.
Yeah, that Breonna Taylor thing's that's a fucking mess. I don't know.
My septic tank smells better than half the shit that's been going on with that thing.
I'll tell you, I'll be 100% honest. I don't even know exactly what happened or what's true and not, because there's so many things depending on what side you listen to I don't know what's true and what's not. I really don't know what to think for the most part, because there's the events aren't even, like, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even know what the events actually are.
I'm
it's
sure
really
that nobody really knows exactly what the events are. Or if they do know what the events are, they're keeping their mouth shut.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. One side saying she was in bed, one side saying she was in the hallway, one side saying, one person will say they knocked, then they didn't knock. And then you hear that she
that it was like 6 in the morning when it was like, when it was like 1 o'clock, or
Well, that, and you'll say that I've heard that they really believe she had something to do with, or people think she had something to do with him selling drugs. Some people say she didn't. Like, I don't know what to think, and I'm kind of staying out of it, because I'm not the kind of person that likes to jump in the middle of something if I don't feel confident on the facts. I really try not to do that. And it's a mess. I don't know. I don't know why. And don't say it's because of money, because I don't believe that's an excuse. I don't know why everybody's not wearing a body cam nowadays. Like, there's so much shit happening. I think it's negligent. Yeah, but it's not doing you any good. Why would a union not want them to have body cams?
Because most of the cops don't want their every action recorded while they're on the job or going to the job. It's one more thing that I have to do, or it's, if I do this, I might not be. I'm not saying all of them are, or a majority, but enough of them are that have pull-in unions or pull for doing stuff that, if I have to have this camera on, I might not be able to do some of the shady shit I've been able to, get away with, or everyone's kind of looked the other way with. And if I do have it and it suddenly goes off, or if it mysteriously wasn't recording, then, it's the same shit. Some people in power and within the policing community or within that particular department don't want to have one more thing that can be used to be held against them if something goes sideways.
No, I get it.
Just to continue my rant here, the whole thing with Breonna Taylor of it, at first it was this, and then this, and then that, and then this. It's one of those things where in this day and age, hey, everybody has access to information 24/7. So, excuse me, if just to play devil's advocate, let's say that only like half of what we initially heard was true, or what was released to the public and everything was actually true. And then comes out now, and let's, for devil's advocate sake, say that everything that was presented to the grand jury, which I am not saying was 100% true, was true. You have this setup of, same type of people that'll just gloss over the headlines and not read the story of, well, I heard it was this, so therefore anything in the grand jury must be 100% false, or vice versa. It's I lost my train of thought.
And I'm typing this, but I'll just say it. Snob says you don't realize the money it takes to equip a bigger department with them is way more than just the cameras. I get it, but Breonna Taylor's family has already gotten $12 million
of taxpayer money.
You know what I mean? So,
even if it was a budget issue, why not just issue the cameras for things like, I don't know, a situation like this? All right, we want you to turn them on when you get to the apartment complex or get to the house or you're not wearing them for patrol. We don't have enough to equip everybody. We're not spying on you, but you need to have them on for certain events.
It's very simple. Here's your cameras. You turn those on now. You do not turn them off until you get back in here after you're done doing this. So it's from, the whole point A, point B, and back. And Sarge saying storage can far outweigh the cost of equipment. I mean, storage keeps going down by a factor of 2 about every couple of years.
Yeah, that's for, talking about with, having certain groups equipped with it. It seems like, if you weren't gonna equip everybody, it seemed like those enforcing warrants would be probably one of the first ones I would think would need to have something like a camera.
And I can already hear, or someone already brought this up beforehand. Oh, but plainclothes can't do no knock. If they see a camera, they might think that we're cops, even though you are cops. And the whole bullshit with the no knock warrants.
Yeah, one thing that I know is that I can understand that some of the police officers not wanting to wear cameras and have them going on. Because, like sometimes, if you're a police officer and you pull over a vehicle, it's like, oh, this vehicle is speeding or something. And then all of a sudden you go up to it and it turns out to be somebody you know. And sometimes you're like, well, you don't want to give that guy a ticket. So you kind of just say, hey, man, just right. Slow it down, keep on going. But then if you have that camera and you're recording, they're going to show that you gave that guy a break, especially,
right.
That you should have given them a ticket or something, or sometimes they take unnecessary breaks, they see a parking lot at a plaza where there's not too much traffic, especially when you're working at night. You park your vehicle and maybe you're trying to catch up on your paperwork or whatever. And then finally you get called and then you go answer the call and stuff. But if you're always having that camera running and stuff, they're going to see that, hey, well, I noticed that you've been in this area for so long length of time. What were you doing? Stuff like that. I said, I'm not familiar how the whole camera thing works. I assume that once you make contact with a suspect or something, a person, you got to turn it on. But it's just kind of odd that you don't turn it on in certain operations. Like the no knock warrant. That you would figure that they would have the camera on to save the officer's butt if something happens wrong.
I think it depends on the department, because I've seen footage where some cops have turned theirs off, and then other ones, I've heard that they don't turn off. So I think it's just how each department has their system set up.
I think the people who aren't police who are calling for this are trying to say, we're not spying on you. We don't want to know that you're sleeping in the car or that you let your buddy have a break on the, ticket or heaven forbid you got your camera on when you pull the mayor over for drunk driving or something like that. We're saying for situations like this, with the climate being the way it is, would you rather the people turn on you? Would you rather pay $12 million, or would you rather use cameras on a limited basis to cover your ass? And if they leave it up to the individual, we're going to issue I don't want that camera on me. All right. But if something goes wrong, there's no evidence to back you up. And if you get fried, don't come to us.
Yeah. And I could see, I just, man, there's so many events. The thing that happened in Lancaster the other week, they released the the body cam like 2 days after that, or a day after that, or something, like, because it was so, it was, people were saying that another cop shot an unarmed black guy, and he didn't have to, why did he, it was not warranted, and it was murder and blah, blah, blah. The dude came running out of the house with a knife and tried to stab a cop. Okay. The cop tried to run away, turned around and ran, and then realized he wasn't going to outrun him, turned around and shot him. Now, I'm not sure. That body cam was out in like 36 hours, and they still rioted. They still started destroying stuff down in Lancaster. So, you look at the legal costs and all the stuff that involves. I could see, some of these little rural places maybe not having them, because, nothing ever happens there, I guess. But cities, I just don't see why they're not all wearing them. I can't see. I don't know. I just feel like everybody is so litigious. Even if it, if they're paying out people millions of dollars, what the hell? C4 says no one cares about using body cams. It's usually the cost that is prohibitive.
Well, and like some of the larger departments in that, okay, do you guys really need like 4 or 5 or a dozen MRAPs? Auction a couple of those fuckers off to private citizens, use the money and reinvest it into cameras. And as far as them, as like you keep saying, Midnight, that, oh, well, you're paying out millions for these wrongful suits. They're not paying out millions. The city is. Taxpayers are flipping the bill. It's not like, okay,
no,
Ernie,
I get it.
Larry, Mo, you guys screwed up. Quarter of this is we're garnishing your pension to pay for some of this. The rest is coming out of the general fund or the retirement fund or whatever. You know, it's not. They're not being financially, personally held responsible. And I understand the whole thing of, okay, yeah, one decent sized lawsuit or payout can, completely cripple the department's funding for years. But it's, when you're a government employee, it's, it's not your money. It's, I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I get
certain
it.
Places,
Go ahead.
Certain places, if they are rural and they are small, I get it. They've got a budget issue. They may not even have enough people there to patrol the area. But Louisville, have you ever been down there? That place is it's like Atlanta in the 80s. It's growing like by leaps and bounds. There's so much money there. They are just it's booming. They're expanding out. There's money there. So I have trouble believing they can't afford to at least have, say, 10 or a dozen of these things that they issue out for certain things. I mean, what does a body cam cost? $50 million? No, come on. So to say it costs money, I just have trouble. I have trouble understanding that for some of these larger municipalities.
Yeah. And I know you guys, Sarge is out there. You wouldn't want to record somebody for an entire shift. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should have somebody under surveillance. They're 20, or whatever, basically. I just think that, I mean, I don't know. I just see it as a thing. If the way things seem to be going, the way that you'd have to look at a budget, and I could be totally wrong, is they're going to spend money to save money. In a lot of instances, there's so much expense in legal fees, and there's so much expense in, and all that's, everything that's involved with a questionable shoot. If the cameras can, if you can watch a camera and know that it's not questionable and the cop was in the right and there's no litigation, there's no payouts, there's no civil suit, there's no nothing. Snob says ours were $3,000 just for the camera, but that was 9 years ago.
You
okay,
think
that doesn't cost shit. That's nothing. And if
that's what he's saying, just for the camera, then you got a storage and all that, whatever. I don't know. I'd be interested to see how much it actually costs, per officer, per camera per year. I wonder how much it costs.
And you know what? All right, you don't have to keep every second of every body camera on file for eternity. We're going back to, we're saying use these for when it counts. When you can get sued, when officers can be thrown in jail, when they're going to riot because it's he said versus she said, and you need something that looks like concrete evidence. There was cell phone footage of a shooting officers defending themselves. And from the cell phone angle, it looked like those cops executed that guy in the street. From their body cams, you could absolutely see their point of view, and they were defending themselves. Had the cell phone camera been the only thing that was out there on the 6 o'clock news, I don't know that the officers would have, all been cleared. From their point of view, if you watch the I can't remember when it was a couple months ago. If you watch the cell phone footage of it first, you'll go, oh damn, they just shot that guy for nothing. But if you look at the officer's body cam, you'd be like, oh, I would have shot too. So these body cams are cover your ass. So it's the same way the department, I'm assuming, has insurance and other things like that. And you guys have to take repeat training to stay up to speed on this or what things change. This is no different than that. Nobody's talking about spying on you while you're sleeping in your squad car and having to store, 240 hours per person per, no, just use it for the important stuff. Damn.
Yeah, just the thing you could say, Rodney King. Rodney King incident was like if they would have had body cams at the time, it would have told a whole different story. But somebody edited their video, which showed, the cops beating on Rodney King, and everybody went crazy. People went crazy and stuff. And, like you said, it would help law enforcement officers out if they have body cam footage to help them protect their butt. But I guess they're afraid of getting called into the chief's office and say, well, Officer Williams, man, I've seen you take, you chow down on 3 glazed donuts and a sprinkled one. Man, how do you do that? I mean, come on, it's not going to happen like that, but like I said, if they have something to give your point of view of what happened in the situation and it saves your ass, you should do it.
When I've seen things from the officer's point of view, I've been more sympathetic. But when I haven't, I've been skeptical. I'm not anti-cop, and I don't think there's a bunch of cops out there hunting down people. And at the end of the day, I said this in the last show. If this person's a scumbag and their family calls for the city to be burnt down, I have no sympathy at all. These people got what they asked for. But if the police want the public to side with them more often, to be more sympathetic, they've got to be more transparent, and they've got to do things like listen to our input. And if our input is putting their lives in danger, then once again, go back to the transparent. Why? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? You're not giving up tactical secrets that are going to allow the criminals to get away with murder. But the average Joe Blow doesn't know. Why can't you afford body cams? Why can't you do this? Why do you got to shoot them in the back 7 times? Well, the average person thinks cops do. It's like in the movies, and that ain't true. But, so some transparency with the public. Now, of course, now you're fighting the politicians and the media that want to tarnish their record anyhow. But anything you can do to cover your ass and to show, look, we're doing our due diligence. We're doing everything in our power. But if you don't want to do that, then you're going to keep getting what you get. It isn't fair. It isn't right. But how many times do cops, kind of have that, this isn't fair, this isn't right, but I've got to uphold the law, and off you go for nothing. Turnabout's fair play. It sucks.
And we've seen situations where cops use their weapon and, there was no need for it and stuff. It was like that one guy that was in the park that, he had a warrant and stuff, and the guy took off running, and the cop, instead of to give chase, he just shoots the guy, and I'm kind of like, geez, the guy wasn't running that fast. He could have just called in the radio, suspect heading this direction. He's wearing this, and he could have caught him. Why use the weapon? That way, it's whatever actions you do have consequences, whether it's good or not, and that could have been done, and all that could have been avoided. But sometimes people don't think. I mean, I have not been in that kind of situation, so sometimes you don't think, you just react quickly to whatever tools you have on your duty belt, and that's what happens. That's the outcome.
And talking with the public about why you're trained to do what you do, or having the evidence there, helps to get rid of that perception. But if you don't have that transparency, the public will never side with you. They will. As a veteran, I have people tell me all kinds of things or ask me all kinds of questions about being in the military or things that you get after you get out of the military that they believe from the fucking movies. Or that, I don't know how many times I've gotten asked, did you get to keep your M16? Are you kidding me? Right? This isn't Switzerland. So I know cops have the same stuff. They see the cops in the movies and they think these guys can do all these things and get away with it, and they can't. All right? But the simple fact is people don't know the truth. They don't, because they've never been a cop. They've never worked with cops. The average, just like the average person doesn't know everything about the military because they weren't in the military, and all they got are the movies. So until their communication is there, it's going to be awful hard to win the hearts and minds.
Now, what I've done in the past, and a couple of years ago in my town, the police department has what they call a Citizens Police Academy. What you do is you signed up for it, and if they choose you, you get to be taken in once a week to the police department, and you get educated on what the cops do, what police department does. You learn about patrolling. You go to the communications area and you get to know how communications work. You go to the jail to see how things are done in the jail, how you are brought in, taking a picture, they take your fingerprints and stuff. You have another class where some of them, depending on some, you get to shoot the firearms. So you basically do what what the police department does. You get to be educated on that, and also you're also apply for ride-alongs. So when you do a ride-along, you get to see what the cop, how he responds to the calls, when you're on patrol and stuff. And I think more people should do that, so that way they can know what the police can do and what they don't do. I think that'll benefit more of the citizens, instead of just seeing what they see on TV and the news and stuff and just blab, false, fiction of what cops do and stuff like that, or like I said, veterans, you could keep your M16 cool, just like in the movies. No, all that, people need to be educated on that. So that way they know what police officers do on, duty.
I just Googled it just to see what would come up. It says yearly cost of a police body cam. And this is from policeforum.org. So whatever that means. I mean, I don't know anything about the website, but it said the median, they did a survey, I guess. And it said the median annual cost of an entire BWC, which I guess is body worn camera program, among all agencies responding to the PERF survey was $4,000 in camera related costs, i.e. equipment and hardware, plus $1,000 in costs related to storing the electronic files containing video footage from the cameras. So, $4,000 and then $1,000. So, I mean, I don't know how long they last. I mean, who knows? I guess each one's different too. I mean, a couple of years out, maybe.
How many hours of being brought in a day per shift?
What's that?
Depends on the shift and the number of
We're not
officers and
talking about
cameras
that,
using.
Sarge. None of us are talking about that. We're talking about just using them for specific incidents.
Exactly. You have to think about this. You can't just pick and choose what aspect of it makes it viable for a smaller department or agency or city or county. You have to think about everything.
Nobody's talking about a small one either. There's no excuse for the large ones. That's what was said.
I think too, one of the things sorry, go ahead.
I'm talking about both. You can't pick and choose where these incidents take place. But
no, I think that's
so. How many people are there? Let's say 200 officers. Let's just say that. How much footage comes in per shift? And you have to review this footage. You can't leave it unreviewed because they're just as liable for not reviewing the footage. So you have to have people that do that. There's a lot more that comes to it. I'm all for body cams. Absolutely. But there's more to it. And a lot of people just ignore the budget process and think that there's money to spend. And there's not always money to spend. And some places just can't afford it. Yes, they have these big payouts sometime, but you cannot convince a group of county commissioners that they have to spend $1 million on something that may or may not happen. They have to justify it to the taxpayers, and it just
for sure
work.
I get it, and it one of the other things that popped up, it said what percentage of what percentage of police have body cams? It says you can't mandate something that's erroneous to the point of breaking a budget. About 80% of large departments with 500 or more full-time officers had body cameras in 2016. According to the Bureau of Justice statistics, in comparison, only about 31% of small police departments with part-time officers did. So it's actually a huge disparity, it's a huge gap. 31% of small departments, 80% of large departments. Yeah. And I think one of the things too, like, I don't think any of us are arguing. I don't think any of us are saying, I think we're saying we want body cameras, or most of us here anyway. I guess I don't want to speak for everybody, but for myself personally, I want you guys wearing body cameras because I believe that you're good people, and I believe that
other than that other than the idiotic, what donuts are people eating use, whatever that was that I heard a little bit ago.
I'm not sure who wrote that in the chat. Some asshole from. Let me go.
I mean, everybody knows that Everybody knows that it's Apple Friend for the
Van Hammer.
We're having an adult
me?
No, that was 3 glazed donuts and 1 sprinkles.
Are we going to talk like adults, or are we going to talk with the nonsense?
I don't know. I like to mix it up a little bit.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But I'm only being honest. But no, I'm 100% like I think. I mean, I think people that don't want body cams would want them for more nefarious reasons than people who want them.
Exactly.
But I guess you could also, I guess you could also see, depending on what side you're on, quote unquote, criminals obviously want, people aren't going to want you to have them. You know what I mean? But
but we can't afford them right now.
Yeah.
And when we talk about running them for a 12-hour shift or a 10-hour, whatever it is, that is not even in the realm of possibility.
No, and I wouldn't expect that.
You can't film them when they're at roll call or doing stuff that's not released to the public. You can't have that. You can't record all that stuff. You can't record an interview with a sexual assault victim. You can't do that. You can't record that stuff in that context while they're out there. And people that don't know anything, they think, oh, we should record them the whole time just so we can see what they're up to. That's no, you can't do a lot of these things that people think you can do. So I am all for them, but they have their limitations, and they definitely have much more pluses than they do negatives. I wish we had more of them, but it's not always possible. It's not always financially possible, and people don't think of the big picture, which is storage and supervision and review of this footage. People never think about that.
Well,
no,
Okay,
sorry.
just to add a little food to thought for the whole storage and that. So using 4K video for 1 terabyte of space, you get 25 hours.
1K. We want 1K video.
No. No one's making 1K anymore. So, and I'm just using that as like the top of the line since if you do get like regular 1080 or like regular HD cameras, 1080
Okay.
Video. Okay, so full HD. Where's this? An hour-long video would be 60 minutes times 25 megabytes. So an hour would take like 1.5 gigabytes for regular HD compared to, what did this say? Like, back one more. 42 gigabytes.
Okay.
For the 4K.
So how many hours of footage are they producing per shift?
Once again, it depends on it. It's a simple equation. It's the number of cameras that are active and how long that shift is.
Yeah, because a shift can be anywhere between 8 to 10 hours, depending
12.
on the department. 12 as well,
or more if you end up working extra.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true.
Okay.
Here's another thing with these cameras, though, that's not being discussed is they have an internal memory, and then if an incident happens, then the camera gets locked, and then you go and upload it to your memory bank. Otherwise, it's just on a
loop.
On a loop where it auto deletes after so long.
You can't have them running like that. You can't have them.
Doesn't the Axion 2 work that way?
You can't have it running. What if they're in the bathroom, taking a dump? You can't have that.
We're not talking about policy. We're talking about the physical workings of the camera. Nothing else.
Camera running.
You're talking about storage, and I'm saying they have a memory loop on them. So if you go through your whole shift and the camera storage gets full and there's nothing that happened, then it just automatically starts recording over that what happened. So then when something does happen and an event has been activated, then it's locks it where the video can't be tampered with, and then you go back to the station, precinct, whatever you wish to call it, and whoever's in charge then uploads that video to the memory bank where they actually need it.
So you would want a camera rolling on you while you're doing private stuff or on break, that someone could go back and create an event after the fact. Because if it's recording all the time and it's in there, they can create an event after the fact. So you would want that?
No, they can't create an event after the fact. The event happens while you're on the job. It's not like they're just going to go back and say, well, what's this officer doing today? We're going to create an event. And
when you create an event, that's when you go back into those constantly rolled footage and you record part of it for something previous. Where you go back and create an event, you record that aspect of it. Say you just go back and, okay, he recorded that. I know he was in there from 12 to 12:30. He was in this location. So I'm going to go back and download that now. You know, what if they're in the bathroom? What if they're doing
that? Nobody's talking about that, though.
But it's
you keep bringing that up, but nobody else is talking about that. All right, pull over somebody. All right, you get out the cruiser, you turn on the camera. After they drive away, if you write them a ticket, you turn off the camera. What's so hard about that?
We're talking. That's completely different than what you just said.
No, that's not. You keep talking about going to the bathroom and other stuff.
And we're talking about storage. We're not talking about having it roll 24/7.
We're only talking about turning it on and turning it off when you need it or you think you need it. That's it.
And a lot of these cameras are coming with a G-force activator. So if you jump out of the cruiser, there's a certain amount of force put on that camera. It automatically clicks on and it backs up, 1 or 2 minutes.
The other thing is about looking at all the footage from the shift. Even if you only turn it on and turn it off, and you've only got 90 minutes of footage that's even worth anything. If it was a shift without incident, you just put it in the file and you say, Sergeant Joe's shift on the 15th. And unless somebody comes back and says, Sergeant Joe harassed me on the 15th. Oh, really? Let's take a look at his body camera. Oh, well, here's the evidence right here. It looks like you harassed him. And he did. Otherwise, nobody even bothers to look at it.
So you kept it for the whole shift for how long? So are we keeping the whole shift or specific incidents?
Specific incidents and only specific incidents. As a matter of fact, not even issued to every officer if it's not warranted.
Then I misunderstood what Barbecue and Gun said because he's talked about it running for an entire shift and running for a loop. So
no,
I guess
we're talking
before then.
We are talking at that point. We are simply talking about the physical aspects of the technology. We're not talking policy like you're bringing up, Sarge. We're just talking about how the camera actually works, how the internal storage and recording and file formatting works on it.
Like, say it took a full week of shifts to actually fill up the memory on the camera, and nothing happens. And because it took a week to fill it up because you guys were turning it on and off because nothing was happening. Every time that you pulled somebody over, boom, it goes on. You go up, have your interaction, nothing of note happens. Go back, turn it off, and like I said, so maybe it takes a week to fill up that internal memory on the camera. Well, once that memory gets full, it just goes, all right, well, whatever happened 7 days ago, or like I said, however long it takes.
Oldest file first.
It just auto deletes it and keeps it
that soon. You have to keep them a minimum of 30 days. Most policies you have to keep a minimum of 30 days. Minimum. You can't just arbitrarily delete this stuff when it runs over. You can't do that.
No, I would say download it at the end of every shift, save it as a file, unless there was an incident that you need to address right then and there, like a shooting, right? You just save it in the file, and then if somebody comes back after you guys, after the fact, you've got your evidence to cover your ass.
So like I said, you've got to keep this stuff for 30 days times the 100, 200, 500 officers. This is stuff you guys got to open up.
Then
yeah, but if you're talking about...
How many departments are actually keeping this stuff at their own facility and not using a third party? Because like when I drove truck, we had dash cams that watched outside and inside the cab as well, which a lot of the guys had the same argument that you did. What if I'm, just sitting in the truck in the bunk having a private phone call and somebody
you said about it and running in a loop. I don't care about being recorded when I'm on the job, but no one can be recorded while the entire shift like that. Can't do.
We weren't.
I think we're talking about two different things.
We're getting like 3 or 4 different streams here. The original one was that, okay, if it's, yes, some people want that loop from you go out, you come back in, at that time it's recorded. What we have agreed on, at least in this chat so far, this chat, nothing else, nowhere else, is that incidences, and as far as the loops, it's, once again, we are simply talking the mechanics of the camera. That way it's not one of these things where, oh, I've got to clear this card every time or at the start of each shift. It's just, you have, if you have that 90 minutes or whatever, that over your 12-hour shift of, I pulled this over, or it came on automatically when I turned my lights and sirens on or whatever, that stuff gets moved to either local storage or to the company that the department is contracting for storage.
Yes.
And the stuff that is still on the camera, because they're not deleting the stuff off the camera. It's just, there's still files on there. It's just that once the memory gets full, those older files get marked as something to be overwritten. Most people don't know is, if you drag something, put it into your recycle bin on your computer and hit delete, it doesn't delete it. It just puts a little check mark next to it saying, hey, this little sector of space can now be overwritten.
And we're only talking about the highlights. We're only talking about specific incidents. As far as storage, if you're only recording the highlights, you're not recording the whole thing. Servers have got a lot of room. Don't believe that bullshit Night Strike says about the server can't handle it. I've dealt with servers before. They've got lots of room on them. So you can store that. If you're talking about a department with 500 officers, okay, great. If they've got 500 officers, they've also got budget for 500 officers. So they can also afford more storage. And they might go, because we have 500 officers, maybe we can't have 500 body cams. So let's just give body cams to the ones that are kicking a door in tonight. That's all we're talking about. We're not talking about, each department's got to say, do we want to give them to everybody because we can afford it? Do we not? Do we only want to use it for raids? Do we want to use it for every traffic stop? Or we're not talking about having the meter maid wear one while she's no, it's just to cover your ass, because if somebody can see the officer's perspective when they're getting attacked, it looks a hell of a lot more compelling than somebody's iPhone footage who's yelling, they just started killing him. And it makes a world of difference. I'm not saying it's going to resolve the problem. I'm not going to say it's going to make it, but it's another tool on your belt to cover your ass and to try to break down that barrier between the public and law enforcement, because law enforcement has got a bad image.
I agree. But you also have to think about the practical application, not just the fairy tale we use when it's really important, because you never know when something important is going to happen.
No, but we can agree that certain activities that
when you're going to get sued,
that's not you. Sometimes it's the most mundane thing that causes the absolute worst catastrophe.
Well, and I think we understand that, and I think that's why. Somebody like, I mean, I'll speak for myself, because I understand that it's the mundane things. It's pulling somebody over for making a turn without a turn signal that can turn into the craziest and fucking nightmare that you know, whatever. I think that's why somebody like me wants to have as much of it as we can, so that we can.
And I agree with you.
But I also understand it. Like, probably think it's much more simple a process than it really. I can understand that.
Yes, I agree with them though. I wish we had them, but a lot of times places can't afford them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's a hell of a. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, I guess, to truly understand what it takes. But I just wish there was something that you guys had to cover your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's the solution. There is no one solution, but in this day and age, things like that help. And unfortunately, we're in a position where law enforcement has to do a lot more to present their side and defend themselves. in the court of public opinion or whatever it is, then they really should have to. They shouldn't be focused on that. They should be focused on doing their job. They shouldn't have to focus on, well, if I do this, is this going to happen? Don't get me wrong. I do think that because of their level of what they do need to have consequences. And I think there are people that are fed up with the bad cops that make the good cops look bad, who don't face consequences. The public is definitely, but when there isn't enough out there to try to get the public to empathize with law enforcement, you're just going to keep that barrier up, and then everything else that happens just makes it worse.
And I can also assure you that I've seen this happen several times when our quote unquote public image is not good. The actual interactions with people go up. You have more people that thank you for what you do. You have more people that want to give you a hug when you got to run in and get something real quick at a convenience store, or you have more people that pick up the meal when you're at a restaurant and don't tell you who they are. Those incidents go up when people on the news are complaining about it.
Do you know why that happens?
We get more thanks and more praise when they're bashing us on the news.
The reason some of us do that is because we don't want you to walk off the job, despite the fact that the politicians want you to, despite the fact that the criminals want you to, despite the fact that the media wants you to. There are a bunch of us who don't want you to walk off the job. So when we're talking about things like this, we're doing what we think it might be helpful, whether it is or not. But we don't want you to walk off the job.
The majority of people in the country, just because the left is the loudest and they've got the mics and they're on the news bashing us, doesn't mean that they're the most people.
Man, I want to tell you this one little incident that a friend of mine went through. I have a friend of mine who used to work with the local school district in police and security. He was a security officer in the school district for so many years. He had an encounter with these two girls that were skipping class, and he used to carry a tape recorder. Those little, not the ones with tapes, but the ones that record on like a hard drive. And he saw them that they were leaving the school area. So he went to go confront them, but before he talked to them, he turned on the recorder, and he thought just in case. Well, the girls had told him, hey, we don't want to go back to school. We want to leave, And he goes, no, you girls have to go back to class. You guys need to go to the office and stuff. And he goes, no, sir. If you let us go, we'll show you our boobs, and you can even feed them if you want. And he said, look, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. Let's go. Let's go back to school. Let's go back to school. He took them to school and stuff. He didn't tell them that he recorded them. He just had that handy on him. As soon as he went to, wrote his report and stuff like that was going on, he got called by his chief and said, hey, we got a problem here. He goes, what's going on? Well, the principal has these two girls' parents in this school, and they have complaints that you caught them leaving school, and you said that you would let them go if you would let them touch them, touch the girls, And he said, no, that didn't happen. And he goes, well, they're saying you did that. So he had told his chief, look, I have evidence here that this is what happened in the incident. And the chief heard the tape. I said, okay, let's go talk to the parents and stuff. Well, the principal, she was pissed. She already thought my friend was guilty, and the parents were all mad and stuff like that. And the chief went in. He goes, look, we got some evidence here to prove that all that, to clear this situation here. So they played the tape. Well, soon as they heard the girls say what they said, the parents their jaws just dropped. They were like, oh my God. They went to my friend and they said, look, I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for what my daughters had done and stuff. The principal didn't like it because she already had chose the guy was guilty. My friend was guilty and stuff. So he was like, well, that saved his ass for that situation. Luckily, these days now, people have camera phones and all that stuff like that. And my friend did this when I want to say mid-90s, you know, when he was still working with the school district. Now he works with the police department. You know, they have the city now has its own security. So for city events and stuff like that. So, you know, they patrol like the airport and, you know, the parks and stuff like that. But I mean, that literally saved his ass just having that recording because it could have gone wrong. I mean, like I
Oh,
said,
I agree.
I'm sorry?
I said I agree 100%. These body
Yeah.
cams, they're going to save probably 95 officers for every 5 that they catch doing something wrong, and those 5 need to be weeded out. So, or it may
Yeah.
even be, they're going to help you way more than they're ever going to hurt you. So,
Well,
Yeah, I remember hearing a story about a officer over in New Jersey a couple of years ago. He had picked up a woman for DUI, had taken her in, was doing whatever, I don't remember what, and she asked to go use the bathroom or something, so he let her go. And then she ripped up her shirt and shit while she was in there and accused the officer of trying to rape her and all kinds of crap. And luckily, he had the body camera rolling the whole time. He's like, nope. And obviously, it had to be looked into and all that. And but again, another situation where without that body camera, it would put a really bad situation for that officer.
See, I want to throw this out there. See, unfortunately, my area, you know, regardless of party, politicians are physically responsible to a certain level, and they know how to sort of manage money. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. It's a crapshoot whoever you throw in there. So the county sheriff here and the local PD pulled over this guy. They seized $350,000 worth of currency that they said might have been drug related. So you got to throw that in account. Where's all this money going that all these police departments around the country, where's that money going? What is that money going to? So when we talk about body cameras and the expense it takes to run them, where does that money go?
if they seized $350,000, I would think they said drug money. I would think the DEA came and picked it up the next morning.
So why is that viable for us to talk about financial when they're seizing that much money and they let the guy go? He didn't go to jail, which is even more fishier. So if you're saying that this is such a problem, well, let's. I hate the war on drugs; it doesn't work, but let's use it. Let's use it. If they're going to continue the narrative, all this drug money that is constantly seized would be more than efficient to supply the poorest areas and the richest areas that need a little bit more help to get body cams. Does this stuff sit in a warehouse? Does it sit in somebody's bank account? Where does this sit? Where does $350,000? That's a lot of money. So where does that go?
Picked it up.
And they pick it up, and what do they do with it?
You're breaking up, Sarge.
I would think the DEA picked it up the next morning.
Oh yeah. They arrived to pick it up. But what happens to that money? If we're talking about we can't fund body cams like your department can't, why can't whatever the DEA, the ATF, because they were in town too, whatever they're seizing, why don't they take that money, close the case, and distribute it?
Because
asset forfeiture is the wrong way to go.
Just because it doesn't mean they kept it. What's the end result of that? Did they end up having money, or what's the deal?
No, they just pulled the guy over, had the dog run around the car. The dog said it alerted. They found no drugs, but they said it was a large amount of currency, so we're going to keep it.
Yeah,
to me, that sounds like theft, first of all. Sounds like grand larceny. And then they let the guy go, and then they impound his car, and they take his car. Like that's another thing. The police around the country take forfeitures and they take people's stuff, they auction it off. You could take all that money and start funding people for body cams.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's go back. So the dog alerted on the money?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why they seized it. All right, I got you. So I'm sure the DEA picked it up the next day. Now you skipped ahead to forfeitures where they auction what off? What are they auctioning off?
The cars. They'll do cars for impoundment.
Places that usually goes to the school board.
Usually.
No. I'm just saying it's not usually like we pick and choose. I'm just going to say in general, in most places, like when they seize vehicles and such and DWI seizures, that money in general goes to the school board. I can't speak for every state, every municipality. So I'm just going to give you a generality, not we pick and choose which specific case.
I got you.
School board. Okay.
So my question is, why can't politicians, this is just generalizing because we all know how they are, why can't they see the need for this technology, the need for this to be there, and think, all right, maybe we can start pulling a little bit from here and a little bit from there to at least start ensuring that the police departments can fund these programs, and it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, just like what happened. Since it's in our county, why does it have to be the government's job to come in and take that money and do whatever they feel necessary they need to do with it when there was no crime that was committed? Because there was no victim. Nobody went to jail.
I would think there was probably a larger investigation going on if they were to take over $250,000 from someone that would vote drug money. I would think there's a much larger investigation.
Well, that could be.
Oh, well, crap! They took my $350,000. Oh, I'll go on about my life. No, probably not.
It just makes me wonder when we talk about financial situations that there is a lot of money that is taken in these certain aspects. Why can't we start diverting that stuff to better the communities and better police departments and get a better understanding of the situations that we see throughout the last few months? I'm not anti-police. And I'm going to tell you that I'm not anti-police. I've had my run-ins with cops where things didn't go too well, but yet when you put yourself in situations, you either get a consequence or you reap the benefit from that decision that you make. But in essence, to probably help the community understand more, why aren't we looking at these alternatives to make this problem subside? It's again, like everybody else said on the panel, this isn't the end all or be all of the problem that we have in society. But yet this is something that would tremendously not even benefit the community, but benefit the people that are policing these communities. And it's a sad thing to see when you see all this money that's being funneled through this I call it a conspiracy of the war on drugs to be wasted in efforts that we barely see what that money is supposed to go to. This seems like to be a huge program where it could go to that could benefit the community.
Well, then, like you said, why don't the politicians see that? Either have to elect the correct politicians, or we have to get out from behind the mic and run for office ourselves and make change.
That I've been saying that for a while.
Let's do it.
I'll give it a shot.
Roll call 2021.
No, not that office, but around my area, I wouldn't mind, because if you look at it, the school boards are around here. and this is just generally in my area. I don't know how your guys' area is. I rarely frequent them. But a lot of these people on the school board do not have kids in school. A lot of these people on the school board don't understand what the kids go through. They have no concept of what kids deal with because they don't have either children of their own or they're running for these positions to jump the ladder. If you guys know what I'm talking about, to pad in their resume.
That happens the majority of the time.
And I think that's another issue that we have in society when we see these people. Well, I got to get my foot in the door. Well, I'm going to go on the school board, make piss poor decisions for children, but yet I can still pad my resume and say, look, I was on a board of whatever. So I think that's a lot to do with society in general. But there's a lot of problems with society right now.
Sarge, I've got a question for you. If you wanted to, could you go and purchase your own body camera and wear it on duty, or does your department have something against that?
No, because all that would be evidence and discovery. And how do I keep it? I can't destroy it I can't destroy evidence. I can't throw away a notebook. If I write a note down on my hand, I have to, and it's a felony case, I have to photocopy my hand and send that in for discovery. So no, you can't make these off the record recordings and keep them for yourself. Not unless you want to take a chance of violating someone's civil rights and go into prison. Because as soon as you withhold evidence, you are not long for this job. And that recording is evidence. So you can't play around with things like that. I hope that answered
it. We lost a squib. See you, squib. Thanks for hanging out.
Later, squib.
Yeah, the whole civil asset forfeiture thing. You do hear these crazy stories sometimes, and sometimes you hear them and people get their stuff back. But you do hear, you hear these crazy stories about people that are traveling with a shitload of money. There was one a couple of years ago where it was an older guy and he was moving, and he had a shitload of money with him. I don't remember what the hell how much he had with him. It was a truckload of money, and it took him forever to get.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
They confiscated it, and it took him a long time to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
It was like his life savings. This crazy old dude was traveling with it for some reason. I don't know why the hell you would. There's got to be some way to not travel with $200,000 or some shit. You know what I mean? But
was he actually traveling, or was he just like moving one place to the next?
He was moving, I think. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people who grew up during the Depression who still don't freaking trust banks for anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
Yeah, that's true.
And probably some of their children who they beat it into their heads that, no, we don't trust the bank. You put in your mattress.
I had a case where when I was on patrol where a guy had, I forgot what it was. And it wasn't his life savings, but it was some money he kept at the house. He had like $20,000 that was taken from an outside toolbox that wasn't even locked. People do stuff,
Yeah.
People do weird stuff.
Well, when I went down to Tulsa, I had $10,000. So, it's not unusual.
Oh, sure. Now you tell me.
Yeah, anyway.
Dude, I could have bought some money.
I get to beat roll call up and I get $10,000? Win-win.
Oh, dude, I was sitting right behind him. It would have been so easy. No, wait, Cindy would have stopped me. Never mind.
He came home with a corn dog and a pound of weed.
A weed dog?
Yeah, I got a funny story, man. I had a friend of mine, the same friend that I was talked about, working for the school district. He was going to go to the weekend and to visit relatives in Houston. So he passes the checkpoint. He gets to the checkpoint and the dogs come around. They start barking in the back of his vehicle. And he's like, sir, we don't have anything. The back is just a cooler with sandwiches, you know. The dang dog was barking on the food, man. As I guess the dog was hungry and stuff, but yeah, luckily nothing happened, man. He just like he was able to go on his way, but it was just funny that the dog started barking to the rear of the vehicle, you know, and it just happened that they had a cooler there of food, you know.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, hey, long story short is, I don't know. I guess we just want you guys to be safe and not get in trouble for shit you didn't do.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess I'm just a layman and I don't understand really what goes into it. You know what I mean? But, you know, the thoughts there. They don't trust you, New York. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
see, New York, you have to actually like take the red and the purple dye out of the Monopoly money before they'll let you deposit it. It's a health thing.
On a lighter note, surplus WW2 M1 carbine cache from Royal Tiger Imports.
So are these ones from Korea?
I don't know. Ethiopia.
Huh.
World War II surplus M1 carbine from Ethiopia to sell in the U.S. I wish so much that when I was younger, when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, that I'd have been into milsurps. If I'd have known, if I'd known then what I know now, I'd have bought one of every milsurp that I could get my damn hands on. So cool. Although they do sell some modern firearms, Royal Tiger Imports bread and butter are historical and surplus guns, from British Lee Enfields and Italian Caracanos to German K98 Mausers and French rifles with unusually fun names. If a gun is old and a bit patinaed, odds are Royal Tiger has an interest in it. And when it comes to firearms, the United States military's yesteryear, among the most important would have been the M1 carbine. Although other guns like the Garand, the M1 Garand, the Thompson machine gun, and the 1911 enjoy more notoriety, the M1 carbine was also significant in its respective roles. Testamentary to its success is the fact that it has seen continuous service since 1942. Although the U.S. retired it as an unused weapon in 1973, a smattering of other countries' military and police forces still carry the M1 carbine nearly 8 decades after its introduction. That's fucking crazy, isn't it? What a weird thing to carry nowadays.
No, they're still nice and lightweight. They're lighter than even like a stripped down AR.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not saying that the gun's not capable. I just mean like the round is not prevalent. You know what I mean? You don't see a ton of the rounds. You don't see, it's not super cheap to buy. But additionally, in the decades following WW2, when surplus carbines were cheap and plentiful, many civilians adopted and employed them. As the years have gone, however, usable M1s have become increasingly more difficult to come by. This being the case, hobbyists, historians, and collectors have been pleased to learn of rumors floating around the internet that a forgotten cache was recently discovered by Royal Tiger Imports in Ethiopia. These rumors were true. 14 at the time. It's only 14. Boy, it sounds like it's going to be like hundreds of them. 14 at the time of this writing, with their website's product reviews over the last 6 months indicating that quite a few buyers have already taken advantage of the find. These M1s come with numerous variants from different manufacturers, some with distinctive markings. That looks like almost like a Springfield Armory stamp, doesn't it? Almost looks like
it's just an armor. It's an ordnance branch marking.
Yeah, it looks like Palmetto. It's like the 2 cannons or whatever. Base pricing starts at $1,100. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's unreasonable. I mean, $1,100 for a chunk of history, that's not too bad nowadays. These are the last available original M1 carbines. We applied for a retransfer authorization and were denied. Once these carbines are sold, there will be no more. Secure your piece of history today. Base price $1,100. We have the following M1 carbines available. M1 carbine, NRA good to inlid only, $1,100. Rare, very NRA, very rare to excellent, $1,300. Excellent to unissued condition, $1,799 or $1,800. Early carbine, early production flip up sight, $1,500. Excellent to unissued condition, $1,800. There's a lot of things that people spend $1,800 on, and I would definitely say that buying an excellent to unissued condition World War II M1 carbine for $1,800 would be well worth the spend, I think. For hand select on each condition or to request a specific manufacturer, call blah, blah, blah. And then it says we have the following manufacturers available. So that's pretty cool. I didn't read. I skimmed through the article real quick, but I didn't see how many there was. It's only a few. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's something to have in the collection, especially a rare rifle and stuff. Piece of history.
Yeah, for sure.
The ammo wasn't as hard to find for that as you would think.
It's not as prevalent as it was, 30, 40, 50 years ago, but it's still available.
That's true.
For sure. Yeah.
I just happen to know a place that had probably 150 caliber ammo cans full. Not too long ago.
Pretty cool. I always thought the paratrooper ones were cool with the folding stocks, and they were always neat looking. I always thought specialty guns like that were interesting, where they had a special purpose or a special design for a special job or purpose. Oh, Scott doesn't like Royal Tiger. He says they've been misrepresenting the quality of firearms they've been selling. Remember, this is just rebranded IO.
It is not rebranded. They are owned by Interordnance, and a lot of stuff that has come on the surplus market in about the last 30 years has been through Royal Ordnance, through IO. Got to remember, they're just bringing stuff in. It's not like they're actually building shit. And this is all part of that large cache that was. I will say with this Ethiopian cache and stuff like that, yes, there is some stuff that was actually stored somewhat properly, and there's a bunch of other stuff that was stored properly, but then the Quonset hut it was in kind of collapsed in on itself. And yes, these were stacked up just like cordwood, so it's going to be a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's a bummer to think there's a bunch out there that are all rusted out, not worth it. Even if you could get one that was kind of banged up and, could maybe not fireable, maybe not usable or serviceable or whatever, but it still looked, you could still get it looking pretty decent. It'd be a great wall hanger if you could buy it
that
for
would be cool.
A couple $100 or something, you know what I mean? Although I bet a lot of those that are kind of banged up they'll strip them for parts and sell the parts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like in parts kits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or stocks and all the parts. You know what I mean? It's just like you go to a gun show and you see a table full of just stocks.
Yep.
And then bins full.
Talking about that gun show. the Saxon gun shows that, you know, when me and my brother and my dad would go check out and stuff, one table used to have like, guy had parts, you know, like he would have triggers, and, you know, he would have sears and mags and all stuff. One time he had an automatic sear for an M16 and stuff, and me and my brother like, do you think the guy would sell it to us? You know, we could put it on the, you know, one of our ARs and stuff. But now we didn't ask him. We just nah, it's okay, man. We won't, just let it go, you know.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm not from the ATF. Can I buy that?
Well, technically you can. It's just okay, here's your form. Here's all the stuff you need to do to actually send it. And once your paperwork clears with the ATF, come back in a year to year and a half, and we'll settle up then.
Mm-hmm. Well, heck, if it's just you can get it anyways. You just, you know, don't have anything that you can actually put it in, or else they'll get you for that constructive intent.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy how long that takes to get that those forms and paperwork it takes to go through for that shit.
Oh, my brother he submitted forms for an SBR and stuff, and it took him for I'll say about 6 to 8 months. But this was a couple years. This was a couple years ago. It's not nothing recent, but, you know, he had to like get in what they call it on the lower. Like a form. He had to get it. He had to get it like, you know, saying Cortez, what they call it, trust. You know, it was like the title for the gun. You know, for him having to be able to have it as a SBR, he had to have he had it done in San Antonio, so he had to get it, you know, etched. You know, saying, you know, San Antonio, a Cortez trust. You know, for his SBR, and but he had all his paperwork. But as I said, this was like I want to say 3 years ago, maybe. I can't remember, but at that time, you know, you were able to get it faster, you know, not like right now, you know, like the last 2 years, you know, it's been crazy and stuff like that. So,
well, it's probably because it was Cortez Gun Trust. They were probably a little wary about that name.
Yeah, now it'd take you 2 years for Cortez.
Yeah. But at least he got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should have just done a pistol.
Should have just called it Flying Taco Gun Trust.
Burrito
Matic Gun Trust.
Burrito.
Enchilada. That's a lot of engraving, though.
Enchilasagna.
Yeah. They charge you by the letter.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to buy a laser engraver.
No, I think it has to actually be... it has to be cut to a certain depth for it to qualify.
Yeah.
What? Hey, look, dead bird. Dead bird's up there.
Hey, thing, you know what thing?
All right,
do Sunday.
So
go ahead.
Let's help this guy out. This dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's help this guy out. He So
Omaha.
Let's help Biden out. How are we going to get him out of this debate? So this dude's got to debate Donald Trump on Tuesday. How are we going to get him out of it?
Set fire to his basement?
We tell Biden that it's been canceled.
I left my teeth at home.
Tell Biden that it's been canceled and he won't show up.
So he just doesn't show up. That's not an excuse.
Tell him there's some 11-year-old nipples at the debate.
No, they'll make him show up.
Yeah.
Tell him there's no kids allowed in the debate.
No, I thought it was we're getting him out of it.
We're trying to get him out of
Corn Pop's there, and he's looking to go round 2.
Yeah, Corn Pop's looking for trouble there. Okay. Corn Pop's there.
Come out and say that, yep, he is going through dementia, and this isn't going to be good.
Looking for trouble.
Okay, what's the aim of this?
The aim is to what are you gonna Well, that doesn't even really make sense. I was going to say, like, what do we tell Biden to say to get out of the debates? How is he going to? What is he going to do to get out of the debates? What's his excuse? He needs an excuse.
He can't find his pants.
Help him. He won't be able to remember it.
I was going to say,
he can tell the truth. My handlers from the Democratic Party think that I'll get my butt reamed, so I'm just not going to show up.
So I'm scared.
If you don't debate me, you ain't born.
I keep looking at his face.
I know his face looks funny.
Hillary Clinton. I was told Hillary Clinton would be present.
Right. I was going to say that.
Get out of my head.
I'll only do it if Hillary can help me.
Ooh.
Isn't just tell him? Isn't Kamala going to be president and he's not, so he doesn't have to show up?
This is a presidential debate, and I'm running for Senate.
How about? Can I send Kamala instead?
Man,
And
it's a funny Biden picture. So funny.
In latter news, it was discovered that Joe Biden had dirt on Hillary Clinton has entered the witness protection program.
Yeah.
They won't be serving prunes at the debate.
No kids allowed to debate.
I've got the gun of herfasyphilades.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the top of the list. Is I got the
I don't feel good.
The
thing. Here's one. My dog ate my homework. My dog ate the thing that prompts the words. You know.
And I don't have a dog.
Yeah.
Mr. Biden, that's your VP.
He has that look where he farted and he felt something lumpy.
Well, that's what I was just going to say is I shit my pants. That's always a great one,
Help,
Again.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Damn it, Joe. Where's your life alert?
It gets the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Did you see Nader pooped himself on stage?
What?
They said that, but
debate.
It all depends if he was wearing pens.
Okay, so let's see what else. We got to help Joe out. How are we going to get him out of the debate? What's he going to say?
I think his flight canceled.
Yeah, my flight got canceled. Yeah, okay.
There's a mass murderer killing anybody with the name Biden, so that way that's his name, so he doesn't want to show up.
Oh, I know. It's 10 minutes to Wapner. He can't make it.
Look.
Wapner.
It was the Wheel of Fortune and Matlock. It was the afternoon power hour. I wasn't going to miss that.
The Price is Right is on.
Yeah.
He's caught Corona.
Well, that's we already have that one.
It's time for my nap.
My
I
third
was too
nap.
busy having a stroke to attend.
It's taco night at his house. Can't leave.
No, it's waffle time. Charlie Waffle
time.
So far we got Pop's there, and he's looking for trouble. I'm scared. Can I send Kamala? And I'm sending Kamala instead. I caught the thing, the corona. I shit my pants. My flight got canceled. 10 minutes to Wapner, and I can't miss it. And it's time for my nap.
My speech notes.
What'd you say, Sarge?
So what about Orange Man Bad? Just
Orange Man Bad.
Man bad.
He doesn't want another 8 years of Trump.
Yeah.
I refuse to dignify this illegitimacy of a race for Senate.
You dog-faced pony soldier.
I refuse to debate a dog-faced pony soldier.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to give to Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I don't work for you.
He made a mistake. He thought he was running for president of Canada.
Prime Minister.
Yeah, what about Winston Churchill?
Yeah. It's time for my nap. Orange, just the generic orange man bad. I can't debate Trump. I want to win the election.
Trump said I was fired.
Yeah, Trump fired me.
He goes, it's ladies' night in Buffalo, but that's what obnoxious one said.
I can't debate Trump. That makes you go blind.
It's ladies' night in Buffalo. Where are they holding the debate at anyway? Where are they at? Do you know?
Nah, I don't know.
Some type of undisclosed location.
Cheyenne Mountain.
Yeah, there you go.
He's not allowed to go because he can't sniff kids at the end of the debate.
Debate in a steel cage at WrestleMania.
There you go. On the top of the cage, like Undertaker and Mankind. Whoever gets choke slammed through the cage loses.
Nah, whoever breaks their hip first loses.
Choke slam.
I'm sorry, it was all you could eat mush night at the nursing home.
I can't find my teeth.
Take my strong arm, boy.
Thanks, Chris.
I put my underwear on backwards. Now I can't find my pee hole. I lost my dick in my underwear.
He can't strip.
Look, I think I put my dog on backwards, and it's really uncomfortable.
I can't let kids search for pocket candy.
There was a
Ozzy has a good one. Wait a minute. This is not a kindergarten class.
Yeah. There was a Chappelle's show where they had the player haters ball. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Awesome
and
one.
It was almost, it was like, it was like an Emmys or the Oscars, but for guys that were players, pimps and stuff like that. And they used to have these back and forths, and they would like roast each other and stuff. And it was Charlie Murphy's character said it to, I forget the guy's name that plays him. The guy that played Ashy Larry, can't remember, Darnell something. And he was like, "Your mother wears underwear with dick holes in them." It was one of his. Dude, yeah, your mama wears underwear with dick holes in them. It's like, what the fuck? Who came up with that?
But they're in the bottom.
Ooh,
I've got it. He can't make it. He can't make it to the debate because he's going to see a live concert with Cardi B. He's going to be singing WAP directly to him.
Whap whap.
Whap, whap. Too busy whapping it.
That's the most horrifying ball.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to miss Carolina EDC's next show.
Yeah.
I pooped my pants and Kamala wasn't around to change my diaper.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. We need 2 more.
Come on, man. What's going on here?
You know me. He just wanders off.
Someone lost his teleprompter.
Yeah, the teleprompter broke. I don't know. What would be a funny one?
Biden doesn't debate citrus.
He forgot his dementia medication.
I'm allergic to oranges.
Yeah. Honestly, Midnight, I think for the last one, you just need to bang out some random, just like head bang on your keyboard for a couple seconds, just gibberish. So I can see Biden putting that out as as like a tweet for, "I'm not going to the base because."
He's got a cameo on the Cocoon reunion.
He's not going to the debate because he's scared he's going to have a stroke.
Right? Yeah.
What did you say? There's a Golden Girl marathon on? What did you say?
I said, hey, I've got a guest star appearance on the Golden Girls. Or I had a guest star appearance on the Golden Girls.
I'm playing Betty White's I'm playing Betty White's husband on the Golden Girls episode.
No, he could actually be Arthur.
I'm scheduled to bang B. Arthur in the Golden Girls.
No, he could stand in. He could play.
Play B. Arthur. I'm playing B. Arthur. Okay.
His son had another illegitimate child.
Yeah, I'm a great grandfather again.
I had dinner reservations with Lucille Ball.
Now here's the legitimate one. He could have had to take an emergency flight to Russia. Nothing strange going on there.
Yeah, right.
I needed Putin to read me a bedtime story before I could go to sleep.
He can't show up because he has a bad case of flagellants.
I had to bail Hunter out of jail again.
Wait, are you saying that Joe Biden has the walk-in farts?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
He's got the walk-in farts.
Yeah. Is that one? You want that to be one? I got to bail out Hunter again. I got to go bail out Hunter.
Well, Orange Boy out in the chat says, type, let me be clearing your phone and let the predictive text do the next 5. Well, none of us are on phones. Yeah. We're on confusers.
I'm on a phone.
I know that. You know that. But Orange Boy looks pretty gullible.
Did you say dick to text?
Predictive text. So it's like a dick, but before it's a dick.
Moo was having flashbacks to that Carolina EDC chat.
There you go.
Oof.
Yeah. All right. So
it was looking right at me.
It was staring right at me.
One-eyed, something.
The one eye love. It was angry that day, my friend.
Ooh.
Okay, so Moo, we'll let you go first.
I got it. He can't show up because he forgot his dentures.
Oh yeah. Okay. You can do that one. Want to get rid of I'm allergic to oranges and say I forgot my dentures. I forgot my teethers.
Well, don't we have he's afraid of corn pop and then just a regular he's afraid?
Oh yeah, I'm scared. We'll just put
corn pop.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Yeah, corn pop's there. Okay, so we'll put where's my teethers?
Where's my chompers at?
Okay, so Moo, you're up first. Corn pop's there and he's looking for trouble. Or where's my teethers?
Where's my teeth?
Where's my teeth? Okay. So they're calling Joe. They say, Joe, where are you? We're at the debate. Ape. Corn pop's there and he's looking for trouble versus where's my teethers?
I'm facing corn pops again. No, he gets that razor with the rusted back and chain and the thing, go corn pop and do.
Corn pop and do. Roll call. Is he scared of corn pop or is he looking for his teethers?
He's popping.
He's scared of the pops?
Yep.
George?
He's looking for his teethers.
Looking for his teethers. Oh, man, it's all tied up. Foss.
Well, he faced down corn pop once. He'll do it again, so I'll go teefer.
Teefer. That's a good point. You actually somehow turned this into being able to point. I guess joke's on me. Guns and barbecue?
Corn pops.
Oh, he's more scared of corn pops. C4.
Corn pop.
Gizzard.
Corn pop.
I hope your body camera's on. I wish you had a body camera and it was on right now, Sarge. Corn pop. Ellis?
Please explain your corn pop statement.
I can't find my teeth.
Can't find
Did you find your tooth?
Cornfield doing desk pups.
Wow. I could tie it up, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go with Corn Pop's there, and he's looking for trouble. All right. So next two are Joe. We're here at the debate. Where are you at? He's gonna say, "I'm sending Kamala instead," or "I caught the you know the thing, you know the thing the." I'm gonna say he's gonna be saying he caught the corona for sure. Ellis,
He done got that damn beer virus.
that's right. Giz,
Rona.
Rona. Sarge,
Oh,
What were the choices?
I'm sending Kamala in my stead, or I caught the you know the thing.
Oh,
Corona.
He's going to catch the thing.
Two Live Moo almost caught a thing.
Right in the cheek.
Guns and barbecue.
Corona.
Foss.
Thing.
The thing. Well, that's it. That's all it takes. That's enough to push it through.
The Corona thing.
The Corona thing.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Moo, you're up first. Joe, where you at, man? We need you at the debate. It's versus I shit my pants versus my flight got canceled.
Shit my pants.
Shit my pants.
Again.
Ape.
I made a poopy in my britches.
Roll call.
He reminds me of one of those people, one of them old people that would shit their pants and then shake it out of their leg. Don't go with
What is he?
pants.
Did he go to China?
Look, he's old. He don't give a shit.
He just did.
George.
Oh, at my age, I'll never trust a fart. He crapped in his pants.
Oops,
He ain't wearing pants. He's not wearing pants.
Corn popping out of his cornhole.
That's true. Foss.
I pooped it.
Oh, it's mud butt. Guns.
Shit.
I shit,
Well,
you shit, or I shit. My flight was canceled. My flight was canceled because I shit my pants.
That's gonna take it. So, next ones are Joe. Where are you at? Joe says, "It's time for my nap," or "It's 10 minutes to Wapner. I can't miss it." I'm gonna say he better have something better than a nap. I'm gonna go with Wapner. Outfield.
Kiss my butt.
Whoa,
That's how you caught the herpes the first
He's
time.
taking a nap.
He's taking a nap? Okay. He's taking a nap somewhere and they can't find him. He's curled up in a little ball somewhere. Giz.
Taking a nap. Taking a nap.
Taking a nap. C4.
Wapner.
Guns.
Nap.
Oh boy, back and forth. Foss.
Nap.
George.
Wapner. Kmart sucks.
Roll call.
The WAP.
Oh man. Ape.
I can't go. It's 10 minutes till the the thing on the screen with the Nur and the Wop and the French toast.
French toast. Is it Wapner or is he taking a nap? Moo, it's up to you.
Wapner.
Oh, Wapner takes it. He's very into Wapner.
Wapner.
Kmart sucks.
There you go. Kmart sucks.
Yeah, Kmart sucks. Yeah.
Moo, you're first. Where are you at, Joe? Orange Man bad. Versus, I can't debate Trump. I want to win the election.
I can't debate.
There's no way there's no way you want me out there. I got to win this thing. Hey,
Orange Man bad.
He sounds an awful lot like that these days. Roll call?
What were the choices? Orange Man bad and what?
Orange Man bad versus I can't debate Trump. I want to win this election.
You also can't date him either.
Orange Man bad.
Just a generic Orange Man bad, and he like runs away in the opposite direction. George?
Orange Man bad. I'm a good driver. Kmart sucks.
Allstate.
Fox?
Allstate.
I can't debate.
Guns?
Orange Man bad.
Mm-hmm. Sarge?
Orange Man bad.
Short and simple. Giz?
Giz is asleep.
Uh-oh.
Did you call me?
Yep.
It cut out for a second, so I didn't hear
That's
that.
cool.
OMB. Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad takes it. Man. All right. So I'm up first. Why can't you do the debate? Trump fired me. It's ladies' night in Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay. I think I'm going to go with Trump fired me. I could see him in a panic saying that. Joe, where are you going, Joe? Trump fired me. I got to go home. Ellis?
Ladies' night at Wild Wings.
I can see that happening too. That's a close second. Giz?
Well, it's ladies' night in Buffalo Wild Wings.
Tonight. Sarge?
Do what?
Is his excuse that Trump fired him, or is because
Fired.
It's ladies' night at Buffalo Wild Wings?
He's fired.
Ties it back up. Guns?
Yeah, we're definitely going to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we're going to find out which ladies have underwear with dick holes.
Your mama wears underwear with dick holes in them. Foss?
You're fired.
You're fired. Ties it back up. George?
It's ladies' night at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Row Cruise?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh.
B-dubs.
I got to go home and have some ice cream. Trump fired me.
Moo?
It's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Oh. Ladies' night takes it. He cannot resist ladies' night at Buffalo Wild Wings, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Moo.
Let's make this a thing. Just everybody get on your Instagrams and your twatters and simply say, I heard a rumor that Joe Biden just loves to go to ladies' night at B-dubs.
Yeah. This could be a tough one. Since one of them is just a nonsensical rant, and the other one is pretty epic. So you're up first, Moo. It is, I put my underwear on backwards, got stuck in the refrigerator in wildebeest feet, brown Skittles, versus I got Cardi B tickets. Got to go listen to that WAP.
Ooh, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
Skittles.
Okay. All right. The nonsensical rant. Ape?
The gnome stole my underwear, waffle, Skittles, leg hair, baby, French toast.
Leg hair.
It's so creepy. You can make up shit all day long, but that corn pop story with the kids and his leg hair in the pool is fucking weirder and creepier than anything you can make up. Roll call?
Oh man. I'll go with he lost his underwear.
Nonsensical rant. George?
Nonsensical rant.
They'll just do a nonsensical rant and they'll just lock him up and throw him in the back of a van and peel out of there and you'll never see him again.
Hey man, I don't even know what's going on.
What'd you say?
Nonsensical rant.
Okay. Guns?
Rant.
Sarge?
To be serious, they're both nonsensical rant, but I'll go with Cardi B.
Okay. Sarge out there says, could you imagine if Joe was watching this? He ain't up this late.
No.
He's in bed by 6:30.
He might be up taking a pee.
Now, Kamala, on the other hand.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, she's probably up all hopped up on
smoking
on
weed.
whatever she was able to get out of Joe's medicine cabinet that he wasn't aware that he still had.
Giz?
No, let's go with Cardi B.
There we go. Dallas?
Cardi B.
I put my underwear on backwards, got stuck in the refrigerator with wildebeest feet and brown Skittles. 13. That's the winner. I'm going first, and I'm allergic to oranges versus I'm playing B. Arthur tonight. I can't come.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
The pills aren't working anymore.
We're gonna say I'm gonna say he's playing the role of B. Arthur tonight. Can't make it. I'm B. Arthur tonight. Ellis?
What were the choices?
I'm allergic to oranges.
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 I wouldn't insult B. Arthur like that.
Giz?
I'm going to go with B. Arthur.
I bet you will. Sarge?
B. Arthur.
Guns?
Allergic to oranges.
Foss?
Golden Girls.
George?
B. Arthur.
Oh, man. B. Arthur's going to take it. Roll call?
Golden 13-year-old. I mean, Golden Girl.
Oh, he's playing B. Arthur takes it. Oh, man. We're moving on.
Moving on now.
Cow Patty, you're up first. It's Corn Pop's there and he's looking for trouble versus I caught the thing.
Ooh, damn. Corn Pop.
Corn Pop. Eight.
Well, the first time I beat Corn Pop by tying his leg hairs into a knot, but I don't feel like doing that again tonight.
Corn Pop's there. Kamala still thinks Tupac is still alive. Yeah, and she smoked weed with him, right? Roll call. Is he scared of the Corn Pop? Corn Pop's going to whoop his ass this time. George?
Scared of the Corn Pops.
Scared of the Pops. Duh Pops. Foss?
What What were the choices?
The choices are Corn Pop's there and he's looking for trouble versus I caught the thing.
The thing.
The thing.
The thing you sent him?
Guns?
Unmute yourself, bud.
Maybe he just doesn't want to play. There you go.
You couldn't find the thing.
Am I lagging?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it's weird because it says you're still muted, but you were talking while the mute was still on. It was weird. So you must have a lag. We'll come back to you. Sarge.
The thing.
The thing, the thing. I got the cough and the diarrhea, the thing.
The whiteys.
I caught the thing that's going to kill 200 million before I finish the end of this.
Got a fat case of herpes.
200 million a day.
Yeah. Giz.
Rona.
Got the thing.
Rona's coming back. Ellis.
He got the Rona.
Oro in a room.
I truly think it's going to be the Rona also. And Guns and Barbecue, what do you think? You with us still?
The thing.
The thing? All right, the thing wins it.
The thing.
Thing.
That was a good movie. That was a good movie.
He ain't. Yeah, it was. He ain't that scared of the Corn Pops. Okay, so where's Joe at? I shit my pants versus 10 minutes to Wapner. I can't miss it. I'm gonna go shit my pants. I think that truly that might happen. I mean, there's 2 to 1 odds that might actually happen. Ellis,
he's gonna shit himself.
You shit, Shill.
And I'm gonna. I saw the Mexican Terminator up there, and George, what's going on there?
He'll be
looking for Sarah Connor. I heard she was deaf. Can I
You're
see her, please?
the Beanernator.
Refried
Beanernator.
Wow.
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, you see, just replace the synth beats with mariachi horns.
There you go. Giz, what do you think is going to happen?
That's
I
racist.
believe you'll find that he has shit himself.
I seem to have dropped a load in my pants. Sarge?
Although I don't think he'll take responsibility, I think he'll say that somebody crapped his pants.
That's another one too.
Somebody else crapped my pants.
Yeah, that was a joke too. I remember years ago. There was like you're with your kids. Like some comedian was talking about their kids, and they're like, "Did you poop yourself?" The kid says, "No." He's like, "Somebody else shit your pants?" What are you talking? Like what? Are you telling me somebody else shit in your pants? Guns and Barbecue?
So the strangest thing happened this morning. I woke up, put my underwear on backwards, shit my pants, and the shit came right out the dick hole.
Good thing I pooped in these underwear with the dick hole.
Noodle.
Foss?
Poop.
Hold on a second here.
He's logging into his vacation time to see how much vacation he's got.
Yeah, right. George? 0.
He shot his pants.
Still talking like Terminator. You shot your pants. I'll go get you underwear. I'll be right back.
To the crapper.
The crapper.
I'll be right back.
Get to the cropper.
Get to
I'll
the
be
crapper.
right back.
Do it now.
It's like, where's the crapper?
Get to
I'll
the
be
crapper.
back.
Wipe it now. Wipe it.
Get to the chopper.
Come on.
Come on.
It's not
get
a
out.
tumor. It's a nugget.
Come out. It doesn't want to come out. So consecrated.
Do it now. Wipe it. Use the 2-ply. Do it now.
Use a toothpick. Do it now.
Toothpick.
Where's the chopsticks? Gotta work.
Jesus
Roll
Christ.
call, you're up.
Hold on.
Were there any words in that sentence?
So in retrospect for Elizabeth Warren, since she's Indian, he gave him his Indian name, which is forgetting shit.
What?
Forgetting shit. Forgetting shit.
His Indian name is forgetting shit.
You've heard of Dances with Wolves. He can't remember shit.
Dances with shitty pants.
Dances with poops.
Dances with dumps. Yeah, dances with
Dances
dumps.
with dumps.
Dump friction.
Shitting bowl.
The Mad Crapper strikes again.
Back to the shitter.
Ape.
Well, you know, that's an interesting story. Is why I wasn't there. I bent down to pull my pants up, and the corn popped out my poop hole.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a.
It's gonna be a poop. It's gonna be a poop sweep.
I know where.
It's going to be clean shit.
Yeah, it's a clean dump.
Poop.
Yeah.
Caca.
Right. So let's move on to the next one. It's Orange Man Bad versus it's Ladies' Night at Buffalo Wild Wings, brother. Oh, come on, man. You know me. Come on, man. I gotta go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
And do the chicken thing.
Yeah. What do you think?
Hey.
Orange Man Bad, or are we going to Buffalo Wild Wings? Which one is it?
Who are we asking?
You.
You.
BW3.
Nice.
Dog.
Ape.
Pony Soldier.
You wing-faced pony soldier.
you wing-faced stooler.
Orange Man, not that good. Thing bad. Chicken
There you go.
waffles.
All right.
And pee hole.
Roll call.
Buffalo.
George.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Foss.
Wild Wings.
Guns.
So you see what we do with these chicken legs, kids, is we spread them open. That's what we're going to do at Ladies' Night tonight.
There you go. C4.
What was the other choice?
Orange
Orange Man Bad versus
Man Bad.
Oh, Orange Man Bad.
Orange Man Bad, huh? Gizzard.
OMB.
Ellis.
Orange Man Bad.
Well, it's definitely Ladies' Night at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's what we're going with. Got to get to the wild style, the wild side. Okay, let's see. We're going with. Okay, it's I put my underwear on backwards and got stuck in the refrigerator with wildebeest feet and brown Skittles. versus I'm playing B. Arthur tonight. I can't make it. I'm going to go with the nonsensical. I put my underwear on backwards and burp, burp, derp, derp. Ellis?
Skittles.
Yeah. Giz?
Let's go with Aunt B.
C4?
B. Arthur.
Guns?
Golden Girls.
Oh, man. Golden Girls pulls ahead. Joe Biden's head, maybe. Huh? Foss?
That sturdy lady B. Arthur.
George? The Georgianator?
Skittles.
Roll call?
Pork chops and skids in my underwear.
Oh, man, it's all tied up. Ape?
Oh, there's an interesting story behind this nickel here. I got it in 1903 when I went over to Morganville, which is what we called Washington, D.C., which was the style at the time. Now, the important part of this was that I had an onion clipped to my ear, which was the style at the time. It was a big yellow onion because we didn't have any of the white ones because of the war. But the important thing about going over to Morgantown, which is what we called Washington, was that I happened to have shit on my peg with the Skittles and the
just strokes out at the end. just totally strokes out at the end and just fades under obscurity. Yeah. Moo, what do you think?
Nonsensical brown Skittles.
All righty. That takes it. Sarge.
Nice.
All right. Boy, we're down to the nitty gritty here. Moo, you're up first. I caught the thing versus I shit my pants.
Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna go with the thing.
The thing? Okay. You got the
it ain't a big thing, just a little thing.
Yeah, a little thing. Ape?
Under pants, gnomes made me poopy pants.
He's going with the pants pooping. All right. Roll call? Roll call pass. Oops, I crapped my pants. Yeah, that was what I thought of at the very beginning of this, that old SNL skit. Oops, I crapped my pants. George?
Dope. I thought that was a fart.
I could have swore that was a fart. Foss?
Corona.
Beer flu. Guns of barbecue?
Shit his pants.
There's a lot of that going around. C4?
As much as I would like to pick that he comes in with his guns blazing and crapped his pants, I think I'm going
You're going to go with the Rona. All right. Remember the Alamo. Oh, no. Giz?
To me, this is a fecal matter.
Alex?
That Taco Bell didn't sit right with me. I didn't shit all over myself.
Goddamn Corditas.
This is a load of crap.
And I'm laughing. Good thing I got my underwear on backwards and I only got to wash my pants and not my underwear. Number 5 wins it. Pooped. Oh no, it pooped. All right, I am first on. It's ladies' night at Wild Buffalo Wild Wings versus. I put on my underwear on backwards, got stuck in the refrigerator with the wildebeest feet down brown Skittles. So I'm going to go with that nonsensical, rambling bullshit. Ellis?
Skittles.
Mm-hmm. Giz?
B-dubs.
Got a Buffalo Wild Wings. Sarge?
Cool Whip.
Wildebeest feet. Guns? Did you say Buffalo? We lost you there a little bit. We'll come back to him. Foss?
Mumbling nonsense.
Mumbling nonsense. My favorite. George?
Dude, it's a wow wings.
Abe?
Be Mr.
Roll call?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Moo?
Brown Skittles.
They call me Mr. Brown Skittles.
Nonsensical bullshit is the winner on that one. Here we go. This is the last one. Moo, you're up first. I shit my pants versus I put my underwear on backwards and got stuck in the refrigerator with wildebeest feet, brown Skittles.
Brown Skittles.
That's how the gun snob would say it. Ape.
Well, now you see your tax rate is but this the beef jerky.
Roll call.
Man. What was the first one again? That was
I shit my pants.
Yeah. Shitting himself. Yeah.
He doesn't even have to say anything. He just walks up and goes, and they're like, Joe, you okay? And he does that like half smile and just turns around and walks away.
Like when you can tell a kid is like loading his pants.
Yeah, exactly. They like half smile there.
Got one eye closed and just.
Why is he thinking hard?
He's like one of those little kids that are like, you're like, where are you? Where are you, Joe? You look around, he's like in the corner, like sitting down. Going,
behind the couch.
Yeah, like shitting.
He's like, I got a brownie in my pants.
Giz or no guns. George, sorry.
He shit my pants.
Is that your excuse for not answering, or is that your answer? I don't know.
No, that's my answer for Biden.
Foss?
Nonsense.
C4?
He's gonna crap himself.
He says with political authority. He's gonna crap himself. Giz?
Turd. Well, the turd is the word.
You sure? Are you 100% sure it's going to be a turd? I would not put money on that.
Turd will be involved, whether it be solid or liquid. That's just saying that.
It's going to be a Blue's Clues.
That's
Bar.
His underwear is going to look like a Jackson Pollock painting. Ellis?
I just fucking shit myself.
Yeah, but what's that?
Yeah, but what do you think he's going to say? Yeah.
Text
I just fucking shit myself. That's why you shouldn't use surplus. You shit yourself. Guns and barbecue?
He's going to make caca in his pantalones.
Ooh, pantalones. Ooh. I personally think that they're gonna give him a call and he's gonna say something like, I put my underwear on backwards and got stuck in the refrigerator with wildebeest feet, brown Skittles, scary time. Oh, Lauren Hatch. But everybody, but a majority thinks that Joe is going to just be very, very simple, very straightforward and to the point and say, I shit my pants. All right. My shit my pants wins. So if anybody could please get a hold of Joe and let him know we think that his best chance of getting out of these debates is to just fess up and let him know I shit my pants.
I think he could get the sympathy vote if he shit his pants during the debate.
He could.
Just
leave it. He's going to shit himself as soon as he realizes he's on the stage with Trump.
A liquid brown Treo with one shoe that's full.
I'm sure if Trump is smart, he'd be able to turn around and be like, look, he's so scared of me, he shit himself. I scared the shit out of him.
He'd say, I shit my pants too.
Yeah.
Melania, get over here and laugh that shit up.
Hey, I did it better. I did a bigger, badder shit than him.
Bigger, badder, stinkier.
It's a great shit.
No, it was tremendous. It was tremendous.
It was a huge shit. A huge big, beautiful shit.
Classy shit.
Yeah. Huge, tremendous.
He was craptacular.
It was a perfect shit. Wasn't too hard, wasn't too soft.
Yeah.
It was a Goldilocks shit.
That's what people say. That's what they tell me. It was perfect.
It was fully tapered at both ends.
It
was perfect. Tremendous.
Tapered at
Corn
both
for texture.
ends. He had a pitch of loaf.
I don't know if you guys saw this.
It was a wall. It'd be
Ladies and gentlemen, Guns and Barbecue has been replaced by R2D2. We need someone to please go over and activate the Skynet protocol and eliminate it.
It's Guns and Internet.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Robot Barbecue.
Robbie the robot?
No, Robbie's sitting right there.
You need a baby MAGA hat for Robbie.
Well, if you would have knitted me one like I asked you to.
I'm still trying to figure out how to loop and swirl. What, George?
Did you guys hear about what happened to Ron Paul?
Yeah.
He had a stroke. While on
it has to be liquidated. We have to get rid of that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to watch. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
It has to be liquidated. We have to get
Remember,
rid
you
of
have
that.
to click the little.
I did.
Now you can hear it.
Is Dr. Paul?
Dude, he sounds like a robot, a toy robot where the batteries run down. It's crazy.
It has to be liquidated. We have to get rid of that. That's a burden. We can't
so strange, man.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Freaky.
He pulls
Sometimes-
the mask off, and it's Joe Biden.
Sometimes people who have diabetes, when their sugar goes down or up, really high, they start losing their speech, and they start doing that. One time I was working at this one job site, and one of the employees, started like a client came out, hey, there's something wrong with this lady, she's not making sense, she's talking, and I had to call the ambulance to take her, to the hospital. And there I found out that she was diabetic, so I was like, oh man, something was going on.
Yeah.
Either her blood sugar was down or too high or something, that she just started losing she was just talking, but she wasn't making any sense. Just like Ron Paul right there, he was just like,
when my dad had a stroke while he was driving. My mom and dad were driving. He was driving and he had a stroke, and he just was driving and not making any sense. And she didn't want to like scare him, and they were getting pretty close to home. And she was like, he wasn't like real bad, but he just was kind of talking like not making a whole lot of sense, and she was like, holy shit. So she told him she was like, hey, pull over in the gas station here, and I want to go grab something. And when they pulled over, she like got out of the car and called an ambulance or whatever, or called the hospital. I guess she called 911, I guess, and said, hey, I think my husband's having a stroke. We're heading to the hospital, because they live kind of rural. Like it's definitely faster for them to just go. You know what I mean? That would be to call an ambulance, and time's of the essence for sure. You know what I mean? Like depending on where that clot is or something, that could be it. And they actually met an ambulance somewhere, but I mean, it was nice because she at least got him heading in the right direction before they met the ambulance. But she was just like, hey. When she came out, she's like, "Hey, let me drive. You don't seem well or something." And and then they just headed to the hospital. But yeah, that's scary. You see people have that kind of stuff happen to all the time, and there's like really bad car accidents, and people pass out, and they go into people with diabetes. That happened to. I'd told that story here. One of my years ago, I was a sous chef, and they had hired a new chef at the place I was working, and he wasn't there very long, like a month or two, and he got in a really bad car accident. He didn't hit another car; it was just him, but he was diabetic and didn't know it, and passed out, or and I guess had like a seizure or just passed out or something while he was driving. His truck went off the road, and he slammed into a bunch of trees and stuff. He was pretty banged up. Pretty scary.
If you watch that video, you can see the one side of his face dropping.
Yeah, and his eye like goes wonky a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I've never watched it happen to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, so to watch it happen, it's just like, woof, boy, it's scary.
It's terrifying. It's awful.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I mean, what's scary about it is like it doesn't necessarily happen to unhealthy people. Like it could just be, something. It's all it is a blood clot. I mean, you can get a blood clot from,
anything.
Well, it's either a clot or a bleed. Either way, it's a stroke.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that happened to a newscaster one time. I don't know if it was
that lady
from CNN or it was like from she was talking, and then all of a sudden she just wasn't making sense, and she just like they caught it,
Yeah, it's crazy. So, I didn't know if you guys had seen that. Yeah, he's doing well. They said that even that day they showed had pictures of him in the hospital, and he was sitting up and he looked well. It didn't, and he was smiling in the hospital. It didn't look like he had any after effects, like he didn't have any paralysis in the face or anything.
Yeah, he had like a thumbs up picture. He was all like he was okay.
Yeah, it was like a mini stroke, not a full blown.
Yeah, TIA or and they probably gave him some clot busters, so it probably wasn't a bleed.
Yeah.
So clean that clot right out.
Yeah. So, I think that's about it. I think we're gonna call it a night here. We do have Tuesday morning down in Harrisburg at the Capitol on the 3rd Street side, 10 or 11 o'clock. I think it's 11 o'clock, but I've put in when I've done it on Instagram and stuff, I put possibly 10 because I had seen 11 o'clock as a start, which is what they've done in the past. But there was I did find an article that said they were doing it at 10 o'clock, but I don't think it's 10, but we'll see. So little rally going on. I'm not sure who's going to be speaking. I actually should have looked that up to see if anybody was speaking, and I didn't. It's a rescheduled event, and at time when it was rescheduled, that original event, there were still people showed up, and it was still a good event. It was actually really fun, even though it was officially actually canceled. The owner of Car Firearms and a bunch of other people were there, so it was pretty cool. So hopefully it'll be good. I think the weather's supposed to be pretty okay, so we'll see what happens.
I'll be with you guys in spirit.
There you go. If anybody can make it down, awesome. If not, and you know anybody that's in PA, let them know. If you got any buddies online or whatever. I know the Gun Snob posted that video about the 10 best states for carry or for gun ownership or whatever. And he had some guys from PA in the comment section, and he let him know about, he linked my video that I did, and then he told me, so I went in and mentioned it too, that we're having the event. So, I mean, even if you're not in the state and you notice or you see anybody in your comment section mention Pennsylvania or something like that, say, hey, you guys got a rally coming up. Are you going? Everybody, every person, every face helps. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. I'd appreciate it. You guys have anything to plug? I won't go one by one. It's getting pretty late, but if anybody has anything going on, let us know. I know, Ellis, you've been doing some stuff now again, which is cool. Ellis passed out.
Yep, and it's been long overdue.
Yeah, man.
I got the Monday night thing going again. 10 o'clock Eastern time every Monday night. We're trying to work in a Saturday show. That'll be 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be
cool.
basically.
Nobody does a late show on Saturday, so that's good.
Yeah, that's going to be basically a wrestling chat. That's all that's going to be. So if you're into pro wrestling, stop in and see that one. Maybe working in something else along the line some other time. So we'll see.
Very cool. Gizzard has Sunday mornings, Friday evenings. Sarge, you guys doing a show anytime? Are you guys doing a show this weekend? Do you know?
I know I have to work Saturday, so I don't think so, but maybe I'll get off work early.
Yeah, that's cool.
If this rain holds out, I'm going to have to back it up today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get home, get to sleep. Nobody commits crimes in the rain. That's a well-known fact. Roll call, you got Wednesday nights, right?
Yeah, Wednesday nights, rants and raves, 9:30, 10ish, whenever my internet wants to work.
Mm-hmm. That's Sean Connery's favorite sport, tennis. I'm going to go play some tennis.
Punny. Very punny.
I almost went through my nose.
That's saying something with a schnoz like that.
You got any
schnoz? What's that?
Foss had I see a video of yours, right? Shooting a couple of different thingamabobbers. That's cool.
I put one on Instagram, just a short clip for Wednesday today. Took my Glock 20 and that Model 360, that snub nose, and my 4006 CHP gun.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Try them out, which I can't shoot for shit for some reason.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was
what it is.
pretty big.
You got a patch on one eye. That's why.
That should help.
Helps me focus.
Wrong eye.
Wrong eye. Joe Biden better put a patch on that brown eye if he's going to get through this debate.
I'd like to put a plug in for George for Terminator 7.
I'll be back.
You should not drink and bake.
Get to the shop.
That is my burrito. Keep your hands off of my tacos.
I see your pack.
Pass the Tabasco sauce.
What the fuck is that?
Moo, you got anything coming up? No? Okay, awesome.
Just Terminator 7.
Terminator 7. Are you producing it?
And directing, yeah.
Oh, nice. I can foresee in the future a lot of full frontal nudity in that, and we're not going to want to watch it.
2 live movies.
2 live movies. There you go. Hey, take us out of here.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen.
Moo.
Who?
Do I have to break out the cattle prod and the silver bullet again?
I'd like it's a sweet pain.
God damn it! I got to add one more thing to my schedule this week then. But creepy, vague, failed threats with the chicken waffles set aside. Ladies, gentlemen, and Joneses of all ages, thank you for watching Midnight Range TM's The Closer. This concludes our regular program, but we'll be back later. That is both a threat and a promise. The Gun Channel's Monday night programming lineup at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's hasty headlines with never enough ammo. Quick note on this one. Matt is moving this week, so he is more than likely going to miss the probably the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday hasty headlines. He will try to make them, but he makes no promises. At 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the Polite Society podcast on Facebook. At 8 p.m. Eastern, it's Clover Tax MOA Monday on Instagram, but now back to YouTube for the first time in a couple of years. And Hawaii Volcano Squad is locked and loaded on YouTube. At 9 p.m. Eastern, it's Never Enough Ammo, a.k.a. Mr. Matt's Guns and Geek podcast, The Weekend Geek. At 10 p.m. Eastern, it's the newly retooled and revived Outlaw Show. Go check it out. Alice needs some lovin'. Not that kind. And every weeknight at midnight Eastern, it's the Daily Gun Show. Check out guntube.org. It's a free and unrestricted Pro2A video platform. If you like what you see, go over to Patreon and help support the platform. Or, go spend that nickel on like a Diet Beef Soda Zero. I don't care either way. I get my penny either way. For cool and unique 2A swag, go over to gearwebsites.com. For cool and unique 2A swag, like what you see on... Okay, not what you see on the screen here. Go over to gearwebsites.com. And remember, hot dog is a sandwich, Slim Jim is candy bar, and only Arnold Schwarzenegger can be the Terminator.
A hot dog is a what? A hot dog is a what now?
The hot dog thing.
A hot dog is not a sandwich.
You're right.
Do I have to make another video?